Ladies and gents, it's the moment you've waited for. TSVA plays Skyrim. Oh, Skyrim? Skyrim? Why did I play why did I say Skyrim? That was a mistake. Freudian slip, sorry. It's because I've been voicing Goblin. I got given more Goblin lines, by the way. Welcome back. Of course, we're ready to gaily skip over the world map. And
Been there, done that.
it's just going to become our just thing to do at the start of every session. Welcome back. I hope you're doing well and that you're spending enough time looking after yourself. And we are going to get straight back into it because we, on our last session, began a big old dungeon. And I know these guys are excited to get started. So, anyone got anything they want to say before we start?
Hello, James's mum.
I walked into that one, didn't I? Okay. Let's get going then. Last time, the Dysfunctionals decided to brave the temple catacombs after defeating the draconic threat outside of the Trine temple. You spent some time discussing this, as well as having some of your magical items identified by Nihilus, the gnome wizard master of the Trine temple. Ella, you also asked to learn elements of wizardry from Nihilus, which he reacted to with glee. As well as that, Eirys, you had some interesting dreams during your sleep and discussions with Arthrin in the morning. Eventually, you descended, walking for hours down the twisted cave trail, leading you to the lair of a vicious roper and its piercer children, which you dispatched. Just about. You then took a rest in the adjacent chamber, where you found your first treasure of the hunt. And it is here that we return. Let's move on over. Here we go. We are back. You have just taken a short rest in the cavern. Eirys, you're at the door. You've just entered into this small chamber through, looking around. And Kyro, you are at the door on the other side of the chamber.
Mm-hmm. Does it look like I can open it?
Give it a try.
Alright, try to open it.
There's some give. It's heavy, but it does swing open. To reveal... Oh boy, please bear with me. This work? Can you see that?
It's a beholder. I don't know.
That would be weird.
Oh no, it's a...
It's another room.
Sinister looking... Oh wait, no, that's a forge.
Ooh.
It does appear to be an ancient underground forge.
That's really cool.
Are the coals still hot?
They do look like that on this map, but as you... Yeah, you take a look in. You can make an investigation check if you like, or a perception check. To just...
Well, I mean, are they glowing?
Should I do perception first and then investigation?
Depends on what you want to do.
Well, I guess I'll look around first, see what's interesting.
I feel like I don't have to roll perception to know if they're glowing.
Oh,
right?
yeah, the coals aren't glowing. This is... You've already deduced that this chamber is thousands of years old, so...
Wow.
These are a long dormant forge. At least.
I don't really notice anything of interest. It's a cool...
What's in this box?
Okay, you walk over to it. You reach over, and again, it's got a kind of... It's a secure wooden box in a similar style to the one you've already checked in the other room. You look inside.
If there was something breakable, I broke it, and if there was a trap, I tripped it.
I mean...
Critically fail.
Okay, so as you approach the chest and kind of try and force it open, there is a lock on it, but again, time has rusted it away to almost nothing, and you just try and open it, and it doesn't give.
Is there anything heavy around?
You kind of look around. It's easy enough to see. Immediately behind you is a table with some ancient metal working tools. Seem fairly heavy.
What does it look like?
Were they making any, like... out of old wood, right?
Okay, I've got two voices coming at me at the same time.
Sorry.
Sintyrr, what did you say?
What does it look like these people were making?
Have you made a perception check?
Oh, no.
Go ahead and make one.
and that would be... What's my perception? 22.
Oh wow, yeah. You see a variety of different items, evidence of the tools here. There's tongs, there's hammers, there's just bars of metal that have apparently were being casted. I mean, they appear to be glowing on the map. In reality, they are not. They are just lying there. They appear to be kind of piton-style tools of some kind. And on the other side of the way, you look towards the end of the table and you see an anvil. Let me reveal the rest of this little chamber here. And around you can see a variety of ancient items that have been forged and prepared, ranging from bowls to basic kind of tools like needles and daggers, and that it's mostly for practical things, but there are some... Actually, wait, Ella, you kind of like approach the chest, and you kind of like just offhandedly reach up for it and try and open it, and what's your strength score? Your strength score is +1. That's enough. You kind of just absent-handedly reach out and you kind of grasp hold of the lock, and it just breaks off in your hands. And you open up the chest to reveal a number of ancient weapons. So this appears to be a chest containing weapons, whereas the rest of the stuff around the chamber is tools. Chains around the floor.
I have a theory that this is a very, very old blacksmith shop.
Okay.
Can I get out the weapons and have a look to see what they are?
There appear to be 2 short swords, a rapier, and yeah, I'll say that's it. And they are eroded. They are ancient weapons that have given away to time, similar to the short sword that was in the other chest in the other room.
So kind of a bit useless.
They would suffer damage penalties. Technically, like if you were to use the weapons, they would suffer damage penalties. Yes.
Okay.
Is this a chest that I'm next to? Or is that just for the decoration? Part of the map.
I would say that that's an overturned barrel because I didn't see it before, and now I see it. It is a chest. But
Why
yeah.
don't we bring some of the ruined weapons with us, just in case we need to like spring a trap with them?
Sure. Are these books in front of me?
It's an overturned barrel.
I mean, these ones here, are these books? Or is that something else?
They are, yeah. They appear to be shelves with a number of tomes of various make. There's a make a perception check, actually.
Nope.
Okay, it's very dark. You can see that there are books up there, and some of them are just sheafs of paper that have been loosely cast together, but it's impossible to make out what any of it says.
Okay.
Arthrin steps through. Hey, I think there's a door over there.
I'm gonna lift up the heavy tool I picked up and try to smash open the chest.
As you turn around to do so, you see Ella standing there with the chest open and a broken off padlock in her hand.
Oh.
It fell off.
That's sassy.
I'm gonna try to see
I just put the thing on the floor. So did she already got everything out of it then?
What do you want to take, Ella?
I mean, if anyone's got use for the ancient short swords and the rapier, that's cool.
You know, just like bring some of them with us. They're big rusty sticks. We can stick them in traps.
I'll pick up the rapier then.
Yeah.
Okay. You have a rapier. You can mark it off in your inventory as being -1 on attack and damage because it's rusted. Anything else?
Is that all in the room? We're gonna go to the door, I think.
Okay.
Can I go over to where Eirys was with where the books were?
You certainly can. Sorry, I'm moving you for you. I shouldn't do that. Sorry. 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 Where be Yell?
And then...
Is Yell with us?
Can't see him in the room. With us.
Abby is muted. Has been for a while.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll carry on playing, and I'll move his icon for us. Okay, Ella, what would you like to do?
As it's quite... I'm going to do it. I am going to cast light on my shield.
Okay. You do
So
so.
I can see better.
You do so, and light irradiates around you, and basically this entire sort of... In fact, the entire room just gets illuminated by it. Arthrin kind of cries out in surprise and covers his eyes briefly, having been adjusted to the dark kind of amber glow. You illuminate this central kind of hearth in the middle of the room, with ancient kind of rusted traces of metal on within its kind of belly, and the coals are underneath long since kind of eroded away. The books up ahead, there appear to be a stack of them. They're in a variety of languages. You can recognize some common there, but then in other glyphs there appear to be things more ancient and sort of dwarven in nature. You recognize some of the runes because the Gnomish alphabet is relatively closely aligned with Dwarvish, but it's in orders that you'd understand.
Okay. I'm really tempted to take some books.
Would you like to take any?
Yeah.
Make an investigation check.
Okay.
Neat.
Okay.
Ooh, okay.
14.
14. What you pick out is you step forward, you reach up, and you just kind of like move your hands along, but you're stretching up because this is a relatively high shelf for your height, and you move across and you basically grab the first thing in common that you vaguely recognize and take it off. It is a backed tome, so as opposed to some of the sheafs of paper that are just like in different orders and just basically pinned together with tacks. This is a actual bound book, and the cover reads basic forging, and within there's a variety of methods and pieces of information. A lot of this information is kind of faded around the kind of edges of each of the pages. A lot of the ink has faded over time, and it's very, very fragile in your hands. You're careful as you handle the book not to treat it too roughly. But what you have is an ancient guide to help blacksmiths, basically.
Do I see her having difficulty reaching any books off of like the tall stuff?
I mean, the shelf that you are immediately facing is marginally higher than the one that Ella's beside. You can take a look if you want.
No, I just was following over, see if she was struggling with anything.
She seems to have found a book. She's kind of rifling through the pages carefully, but interestedly. Anybody else got any other business in here, or shall we move on?
I'm gonna walk over to the door. I'm gonna see if I can open it.
Okay, and open again it does, and it's a case of you and Sintyrr push on either of half of this large door to reveal what comes next. And what comes next is here it comes. Oh, guys, this dungeon is serious business. It appears to be a smaller kind of outer region that appears.
Oh, it's a little house.
It's not so much a house as it is a it appears to be a campsite, a makeshift campsite made in the middle of this corridor.
Maybe this was left by the others from the Trine temple.
Does that seem to be the case?
Make a perception check.
Okay. 19.
you know, as you walk over to that fire in the middle, some of the coals appear to be glowing. And, yeah, and those beds seem relatively fresh. I think it's you make a perception, you look around. Seems sensible to suggest that this may be where the four might have made a small campsite while they were exploring down here.
I only see 3 beds, though. I mean, I guess I could assume the Centaur doesn't.
He sleeps standing up.
Either that, or because one of them would have been on watch, maybe each time.
Yeah.
Maybe they share beds.
I'm suspicious. Am I sure that
You're
it was
always
them and not
suspicious.
something else?
Is there anything?
Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah, go for it.
Is there anything like in the crates?
You can certainly make an investigation check, but before you do, Sintyrr, can you make a perception check?
And that is... what's the modifier for that? It is 17.
17, I think that'll do it. For this, I require to stop the music.
Oh no.
Oh no!
Oh no.
You kind of look further up the way and you see L, M, N, O. Where's O? I don't know my alphabet.
Orc.
You kind of see further up, you can see, I'm just going to reveal it for you as you investigate. There appears to be a kind of collapse, kind of cave-in over the stairs that are further in the way. But what's revealed beyond that is a more cavernous area where this kind of man-made kind of cave and chamber opens out onto a more natural cavern, and you do see an ogre.
I make a signal for everyone to stop and be quiet, I guess.
Stealth.
Stealth checks for everybody.
I would like also stealth. Wow, I got a 10. I'm not really so good.
22. No. 23.
Okay. I'm just going to get out Yell's sheet because Ivy's sorting himself out just a little bit. And I need to get out Arthrin's sheet. And yes, I made a D&D Beyond profile for Arthrin.
Yay!
I was thinking about adding him to the campaign, but I don't know how. Good. Ooh, buddy. Natural 1 for Arthrin. And 8 for Yell. So that's 9 for Yell. Let me just... Oh yeah, well this is freaking stealth checks, isn't
Arthrin
it?
is whistling.
Yeah. Yell...
Oh, are we doing stealth checks?
That's what we were rolling for, yeah.
Oh.
There's an enemy!
Sorry, can we go down the list again? Because I was sorting out Yell stuff. Sintyrr, what'd you roll?
I
Very-
crit.
Okay, you've got a heavy armor on, so you do roll disadvantage.
Oh.
So sad.
Oh man!
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh no!
No way.
Okay, so I rolled like
Was it a 1?
No, it's I rolled a 2, but technically I guess that's a
Numerically, it's a 1, right?
No.
No?
Numerically,
Well,
What's
two.
your... Okay.
My
Do you have a dex
stealth
modifier?
It's actually a 3.
Okay. You kind of like turn around and you raise your hands to your lips, and as you do, the gauntlet that you're wearing as part of your armor just clangs against your
Clink!
breastplate.
And I'm like,
And then Arthrin kind of steps forward and slips and clatters and just goes into the prone position. Kyro, what did you get?
A 10, so I'm like an average person just standing here.
Iris?
so you're just standing there.
23.
Like,
23. You become one with the shadows. In fact, you dive into this crate.
I'm just walking into the crate. I'm just dummy.
I'm half up in a box.
Yell kind of tries to push himself up against this wall with, I don't know, not sure what success. Ella, what did you get?
well, whatever. We can get the ogre's attention.
We can always backtrack.
I got 14.
Did you roll with disadvantage as well? Because scale mail imposes disadvantage on stealth checks.
That's a good roll for me.
Okay. Is it still 14?
Nope.
Okay.
It is now 7.
Okay, so you just kind of step forward, kind of like you forget about going into stealth mode, but you just proceed as normal as you see Sintyrr and Arthrin clattering around.
You were worried about Arthrin falling on his face.
And as you do, you kind of hear a and Ogre turns around, having been alerted. What's his vision? Yeah, he turns around and he sees what's going on. He definitely sees Arthrin and Sintyrr clattering around. Doesn't see anybody else, but that's what he sees. And he goes, and he turns and he beckons behind him. Everybody roll initiative.
Where's my ones?
Okay,
20
yeah. And then I critted initiative.
Well, you're ready.
Oh, at least he's ready.
Yep.
Okay, let's sort out some of these. Let's add a turn order
I think
token
we can
on
add
this.
our own in some cases.
If you've got control of your characters, does that mean you can add your own initiative in the order?
Yes.
Okay, can we all do that? Can we all do that?
Wait, what?
You can add your own initiative.
Oh, you can.
Yeah, that's that's so useful. That's amazing. That's Cox. 8.
Oh, no, can't.
Really? Just type your number in and press enter. Sometimes it's a bit buggy.
Who's the...
Hang on, are we saying Kyro, Eirys, and Sintyrr got 21, 20, 20?
I also got 21.
I've got a
Oh, welcome back.
4 modifier, so I guess
very
we're there.
fast.
We're all very ready.
Well,
Okay.
we did see it.
Sintyrr, what's your modifier?
Oh, what my modifier?
Yeah, Dex modifier.
Oh, yeah,
That's right, isn't it? If you roll the same,
I
it's
have
really
I'm actually a 21.
Oh,
Oh, you're a 21.
Wow.
Okay, that's fine.
okay.
I go first, though.
So, here it's based on dexterity score as to who goes first.
Sorry, my bad.
Your modifier can give you an insight into what your score is, but it's the score that determines who goes first on the event of a tie.
Mine's a 13.
Mine's 18, dude.
What's
Okay.
Yell's dex?
My dex is 13.
Is that the same as Sintyr's?
Yes.
You can talk with each other and figure that shit out. Okay,
I don't know. What do you want to do?
Time.
I
Or
don't
you
know.
can
What
drop-
do you want to do?
You guys can just decide who goes first, or you guys move at the same turn, which is
Okay.
whatever.
What would you like to do, Kyro? You are on action first.
Can I even get up there? Let's find out. No. So, can I shoot him? Is the question.
What's the range of your short bow? If it's 60 feet, you may need to step a bit closer before you can.
I don't mind stepping forward. I need to. Actually, I'm
fact-
just gonna go ahead and step forward anyway, because I need to get
Yep.
up in the melee zone. So, I'm gonna go over here.
Okay, as you do so, let me just.
Can I use my.
Yeah.
I'll do that after I shoot.
You as you move forward, it's revealed in your dark vision the rest of this kind of area here, and there is indeed another one.
And would I be able to hide behind this bed after I shoot?
You can certainly dive in and see. You can certainly try.
Alright, got a 25. Does that hit?
Yes, it does. Roll for damage.
Excellent. So I double the damage die.
Because it doesn't act
so-
yet, yeah. Is
Ooh,
that
that's
a rogue
very
thing?
nice.
Is that a rogue
What's
thing?
that?
Mm-hmm. It's an
It's
assassin.
it's because I have assassinate. It,
Oh, okay.
It makes any hit a critical if the enemy hasn't gone yet.
It's a rogue assassin archetype.
Okay, so as the ogre kind of turns around and beckons to his friend, he turns
I
around
shoot it right
and
in
just
the
doesn't.
face.
And as he turns around, straight into his neck, the arrow lodges in. I mean, 6, 12, 15 doubles to 30. 34 points of damage. Whoa, yeah, that's a big hit.
Whoa.
Um,
Yeah, that's
Assassins
my
are
bonus
great.
action to duck. and
okay, make a stealth check.
hide. 18. Better.
Okay, Sintyrr
Alright.
or Yell, you can decide amongst yourselves what you want to do.
I don't know. You want to go first?
I'm gonna take out my short sword.
You can go first. You're in the turn order first. It's fine.
All right. Well, in that case, let's. I can't get in range to hit it or anything, so I'm gonna fairy fire it.
Okay.
Good idea.
What save does it make?
Let me
Use
see.
D&D Beyond, my friend.
I also recommend anyone who
it
wants to get
does,
the melee to move into this area.
It does a dex save.
Oh, okay.
So I guess I'm like shooting a little laser at it. That's a
Yeah.
dodge.
It rolls a 12. What's the spell save DC?
It's 14, so
Okay.
no, you're
It
fairy fired.
fails.
Yep. So the fairy fire takes hold. What color is it?
It's a lime green.
Okay. So yeah, its body erupts with this green light. Just confused. Are you going to move anywhere?
If you plan on getting into melee, I'd move forward.
Okay,
a bit.
I think I'll move over here, perhaps.
Okay.
Oh,
Well, I'd rather it attack me rather than you, if possible.
I mean, they're not gonna see me probably.
Yeah, it's on you.
Well, I could bait them into a position where you could stab it.
Yeah, it's on you.
If anything attacks me, then you're gonna be right in range. So
Okay. I mean, keeping them in a choke point is good.
yeah.
No, that's moving me, not getting a ruler. There we go. 30 feet. 30 feet, damn it. Okay.
No thunder wave yet.
No, I wasn't going to use Thunderwave. It'd be disadvantaged to throw my dagger. Let's mock the shit out of it.
Okay, is it?
Make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
So dumb and green.
Way down the stairs like an idiot.
It rolls a natural 1.
Wow.
And
So it fails.
is it a hideous laughter or is it a vicious mockery?
No, it's a vicious mockery.
Okay, so yeah, what do you yell? Yell.
Well played.
What do I yell at a big dumb ogre who's up the stairs that can't figure out
His
how to
face
walk
is
down?
wrecked.
Yeah, there's an arrow jucking out of its
Real
neck.
crazy- It's a real shitty situation for him, really. He really doesn't have much hope. Just a sack of shit.
And as he says that, his kind of like his expression softens and his eyes water, and he's just like turns to his friend, just like
4 points of psychic damage.
Say again?
Hurt.
He takes
4.
4 points of psychic damage.
Yeah, and his ears start bleeding as well as his neck, and is struggling to breathe. Slightly intensifies. Eirys, it's you.
I'm going to shoot him in the face with my bow.
Okay, let me just check that for a sec. I'll
It's in
say
range.
that
I got
you
80 feet.
Yeah, that's fine. Make that attack. It's with advantage because of the fairy fire.
And you're hidden.
Oh, yeah,
I'm gonna use luck.
disadvantage.
You're gonna use luck. Only once. Only.
I rolled the 2 and a 3.
Oh
Only-
my god.
You can only use 1 luck. You can't use multiple luck points on the same turn, I believe.
Just use the one.
What's the
Yeah.
what's the hit?
Hold on, it's 15 plus. Where's my actions? I'm using a bow. 6. 15 plus 6. 21.
Yeah, that hits. Roll damage.
Okay.
Don't forget your sneak attack, you crazy lemon.
1d6. You plus sneak attack. Okay. Okay,
Gotta
not too
remember
bad.
to
It's
mentally add 1.
8, 10 plus 4. 14.
Bloody hell,
Math
guys.
is really-
Yeah, you again, this one, as opposed to going in his neck, just goes straight in his belly, like deep, to the point that the arrow is just embedded up to like the fletching, and he just doubles over, just like, and yeah, some of the black bloodish substance that kind of flies out of his mouth splatters on the ground in front of it. Ella, it's you.
I just need to move quickly and stuff.
Oh yeah, go for it.
Sorry. Can I move here, please?
You can.
Oh wait, I can do it myself. I got it. Did I say there? Is that right?
If you're gonna hide yourself, do it with disadvantage because you're kind of standing in the middle of a room.
Can I go up on the shelf or anything?
You can try and kind of just jump underneath it, yeah.
With disadvantage, or if I go over like here, would that be normal?
That would be better. It's more shadowy. It's slightly more out of their line of sight.
Okay, I can't remember where I was. Like there.
Yeah, that's right.
So there.
Yeah, make a stealth check.
Oh no. It's too late now. But okay, 17 plus 8, 25.
As you bury yourself in this kind of
bed.
sleeping bag, you kind of look to the one immediately next to you, and Kyro's in there, snuggled up as well. Ella, it's you. What are you gonna do?
Like a little bug in a rug.
Hello.
We're just about to slid under the bed.
I am going to move just ever so slightly forward.
Do it.
So, am I now within 60?
I'm gonna slip at it.
Just about, yes.
Just about. Good. Okay. I'm going to cast Sacred Flame.
Dex save. It's a nat 20. It's got the colour of the green becomes a brighter whitish tint. It sees what's going on and it just throws itself to one side, and the explosion of light happens immediately to its right. Arthrin is going to... Actually, like, because Arthrin's on the ground, this is actually an in-canon picture of the bird's eye view of what's happening. Because it looks like Arthrin's lying down. Wait for my next orders from Devado to get in, and then we'll have a proper Arthrin. He gets up with half of his movement, 5, 10, 15, stepping around the fire. He just grasps his bow and lets loose with a shot. It hits, actually, advantage. Okay, yeah, that's better. He is going to inflict 8 hit points of damage. Do you know what? Yeah. He kind of just draws back with his bow, and the arrow goes straight through the ogre's head, through its right eye, and it kind of just goes and collapses to the ground. Dead. Yeah. So that's you. That's Arthrin. Kind of looks around at everyone else, just like, is that it?
Nah, there's a second one.
The second one sees the storm of damage that you have caused on its brother, and it's going to make the negative modifier means he's going to be stupid, and he is going to run over the body of his dead friend.
Ah, good.
And yeah, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. He just gets there to you, Yell, and because you're the first one, he's lumbering towards down the stairs, cramping over the rocks, his foot squelching in the ichor of his dead friend. He raises his club.
Gross.
23 to hit.
No.
You sustain 10 points of bludgeoning damage as he raises his great club and impacts with your body. It is. I mean, these aren't massively powerful enemies, so there you go. That'll be the ogre, Kyro.
Alright. I'm going to try to hit him.
With the bow?
Nope, with my daggers. I got a 23 on the first one.
Are you throwing them?
And well, sorry, not my daggers, my short swords. I'm trying to slash him. I want to.
Okay, you're gonna move over here then.
I mean,
I'll let
if
that
I
happen.
can. I feel like. Want me to roll acrobatics?
Oh, I see. Do you want to kind of do a yell?
Yeah,
Okay.
I kind of want to like vault onto him / somewhere and then get behind him.
Okay. With the help of yell, you can roll the acrobatics to just jump up from the sleeping bag and just fling yourself over his shoulders, similar to what you did with the piercer last round.
All right, 19.
19. I will say that subject to the ogre's. Oh, buddy. Ogre's going to use a reaction as you do, and as you flip over, the ogre swings with the bat and hits you.
I still also rolled to hit. Does Do I not hit now?
You've rolled for the flip. You've jumped over and vaulted off of Yell's shoulders and flipped over the ogre. As you do, the ogre takes his reaction to swing with his club, and hits you in midair. He rolled a natural 20 on his acrobatics check.
Well, okay.
He hits you, not critically. He just manages to hit you in midair for 13 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
That in essence,
Where do I land?
it's a combination of the impact you hit this way. It's a combination of the impact of the club and your impact with the wall, and you slide down.
Okay.
I'll say that flip, it constitutes an action.
Oh. Well, I guess I'm done.
The ogre kind of looks at you as he hits you and goes, snarls.
I'll snarl back.
Kyro, that's your turn. Sintyrr, you're within attack range of this thing if you want.
All right, let's get it.
All right, roll to hit with your longsword.
Hold on. What's the? How's a 9?
Ooh, doesn't quite do it, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
You got any bonus actions?
Yeah, do I have any bonus actions? I guess. Wait. Actually, no. No, I don't.
Okay, good. That's it. Your turn. Yell.
Okay, seeing as we're writing at the same time, I guess this is as Kyro's jumping off my shoulders.
Yeah.
Go and swing my sword.
You swing my magic willy? Yeah.
I do swing my magic willy. Natural 12 plus 5, 17 to hit.
That is going to hit. Don't forget to add your own bonus damage, my friend.
I'm going to spend a defensive flourish, bardic inspiration thingy.
Okay, yeah.
Add a d6. What you would call it?
Add it to your armor class. It's a very, very cool ability.
Nice. So that was a 2 on the d8, a 6 on the d6, plus 5 is
Plus
8 plus 5, which is 13.
Plus the extra 1 for my magic willy.
Oh no, that's already counted.
Oh, okay. So 13. Yeah, you just as you watch Kyro try to flip up and just get caught in midair by the ogre's club, you just follow up with a flourish as he's distracted and carve across his chest and. Anything else?
Nah, that's it.
Eirys.
Okay, I was actually going to do this before Kyro did, but it looks really cool that we're like both doing it, especially now I know the guy's used his reaction.
Yes, he has.
I'm going to try and vault off of Yell's shoulders, but rather than getting behind him, I want to land on its shoulders.
Roll an acrobatics check.
Oh.
Let it land on the table.
Dice down.
No,
dice
that
down.
went down the back of the PC, hold on.
The rogue is gone, everybody. The rogue is away from her computer.
The rogue's
Is
gone
it
over.
over? Okay, 15 plus
Oh yeah, your acrobatics is going to be good, isn't it?
plus 6, 21.
Okay. Yeah,
That
you
worked for
feel
that one.
in the space of 2 seconds, you feel 2 people vault off of your own shoulders. You don't even need to give your consent. You sail through the air. The ogre's club.
Not pole vault.
The ogre's club is like already swung down towards where Kyro is. You fly around and you land squarely on his back, on his shoulder. And as you do, I mean, he's facing away from you. Attack with advantage if you're gonna.
Well, if I may, I was gonna, as I come down, draw my daggers and try and, like, as I land, slam them down into either side of his neck.
I'll let you make 2 weapon attacks with advantage, and
Okay.
you can take the sneak attack on 1 as we've done before.
Or 3 and a 17.
Okay.
Which is Oh, no, wrong one. Dagger. Plus 6, so 70, 23.
Yeah,
my main.
Okay,
This
that's
seems like
your
a
dominant hand.
distraction.
So 1, 4 plus 4. Oh, there's something I should have done first, but it's too late now.
Yeah,
I'll do
carry
it in
on.
a minute. 1d4. I'm pretty certain. Oh, 4. Okay, so 4 plus 4, so 8 for my main.
Don't
Okay.
forget your sneak attack should have advantage.
Yep, that's right.
Oh, I forgot my sneak attack.
Never forget.
I forgot I get it if I've got advantage.
Mhm.
Okay, 1 and a 4, 5. So what did I say before? 8, did I?
Mhm.
8 add 5, so 13. 13.
Yep, that's a strong hit. As you kind of swing around and you just turn your body in midair, as you land, you follow through with a thrust down from both of your arms with the daggers in them and bury them both in its flesh. Roll the other attack.
18 and 16. Both good.
So roll damage for that.
Plus 6.
Roll damage with your
And
offhand.
this is just normal.
Yep.
Oh, what is it? Me and dropping dice today. 2 plus. No, it doesn't get a modifier, does
No,
it?
it doesn't. So yeah,
And
the one of the daggers kind of like scrapes off.
Yes.
The one from your left hand just kind of like scrapes off the body, but your right hand's one buries deep, cuts all the way to the core of its back, and embeds in one of the joints of its spine, and you are able to hang on just about.
I assume it's the case that even though I got advantage, then you only get sneak attack and 1 time per.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I thought so. Just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, sure. Nice work. You are currently grabbing onto one dagger in the ogre's back. Ella, it's you.
Hello. Question.
Yes.
If I was to cast, like Guiding Bolt or Sacred Flame, because everyone's almost around the ogre, would it hit them as well?
If you meet the ogre's armor class, it doesn't matter.
Don't roll a 1, please.
Don't roll on that one.
Because it is magic.
Magic.
Magic. Okay, but so but there is a chance I could hit everyone else.
If you critically fail.
If you want to try and attack him, you can certainly try.
He's tall, so you can arc it over us.
The ogre is tall. He's like
Just aim for his
he's
upper
like approaching
half.
10 feet tall, so he's towering over everybody else. So you've got a clear shot.
Okay.
The one to worry about is Eirys.
This is what I'm worried about.
Though.
Yeah,
Tough
okay.
gal.
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna cast Spiritual Weapon.
Okay, that can happen. What does the spiritual weapon look like?
It's a book.
Oh.
Okay. And what does the book have on it?
It says, "Hey, ogre, pick on someone your own size."
Okay.
So
Certainly not Ella.
Frowny face on it.
Where is it appearing? Can you indicate with an arrow?
It's going to around there, kind of around his head, by his head, next to his
Okay.
head.
Yep. It appears it floats around its head sort of area. You can make an attack with a bonus action, I believe.
$23.
Oh, that hits. Roll damage. I believe for spiritual weapon it's a D8, isn't it?
It is a D8. Come on, D8. 6.
Okay, yeah. The the book appears, pick on someone your own size, just goes over its head at the same time as it basically, as Eirys landed on its back and buried the dagger in, it kind of lurched itself upwards and its head went up, and as it did, the spiritual weapon appeared and whack across its face. This thing is being beaten to death. Okay, is that your turn? Are you going to move anywhere else?
No.
Okay. Arthrin is going to fire at the thing. It's a natural 6 plus 6 just makes it. It's going to do some damage. 5. to 7 hit points of damage. Yeah, again, another arrow buries its way into the ogre's exposed chest. It's starting to look really, really badly hurt. Arthrin stays where he is and knocks another bow. In fact, he takes a step backwards. The ogre is going to flail around on its back. It's going to use an action to try and throw Eirys off. So make a contested strength throw.
Oh no, that's not my good kind of throw. Not with a natural one, it's not.
Oh, buddy.
No.
Yeah,
I
he
used
adds.
luck.
Okay, you can use a luck. Go for it.
I was like, do I want to? And I'm like, I don't know what this is going to do to me, so yes, I do. Okay, 15 plus minus 1 even.
So it's 14. Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah, you have averted a considerable amount of damage there.
Thank God.
The ogre kind of reaches around and his hand manages to grasp around your body, and just by just a sudden twist of your right wrist, you're able to just move your body away, and the hand clasps around, and it gets not your body, but your cape, and it throws you around, and is going to throw you at Sintyrr. You're straight in front of him.
We're gonna go for a powerful hug.
How am I gonna?
The
do
first person in
this?
the party to kind of hug Eirys.
It's one on the strength check. It'll throw you at Sintyrr. It'll make an attack roll using Eirys as an improvised weapon.
No, I'm being used.
Oh, buddy, it's a natural 18. 22 to hit.
Does an 18 hit? Oh, 22.
22.
I should be flattered that I'm such a good weapon.
Sintyrr, what's your armor class?
Not 22.
Okay, so you are. This is damage that is both taken away from Eirys from the impact and applied to Sintyrr given the throw. 5 hit points away from Eirys and 5 hit points on Sintyrr as Eirys is just thrown and clatters into Sintyrr. You are knocked back and you are both prone.
Okay, so I guess I'll just eat that.
Okay, and that's the ogre's action, and he's gonna kind of start just paying attention to the book that's floating around, just like with his club, just like waving his arms around. Kyro, it's your turn.
Okay, could I slip under him?
Make another acrobatics check.
Okay. 10?
He's distracted by the book. Yes, you can. You just kind of slip around his side, and as he does, he moves one of his arms. His left arm just swings around trying to get at the book, and you see it coming and just dive out of the way and end up behind him.
Yay, thank God. Okay, I'm gonna try to hit him.
Do so with advantage, my friend.
You got it. I forgot. I need to put that. There we go. 17.
That hits. Roll damage. Don't forget your sneak attack.
Woohoo. 20. 20 damage.
Oh. How do you want to do this?
Let's see. Let's go for a downward slice down the back.
Okay, and you see a gashing wound where Eirys' dagger like first punctured, and you reach out
Can I
with your
grab onto her dagger as well and just pull both weapons through the
the dagger has left because Eirys was still grabbing onto those as she was being thrown. But you see the wound, and you reach out with the enchanted sword, and you hack down, and it just gives way to the flesh rending behind it, and it goes and falls to its knees and shakes the ground around. It's going to collapse forwards, and as you do, Eirys, you manage to just about crawl yourself away as the body of the ogre just falls forward. And again, the adrenaline still coursing through your body.
Standing on its back.
You step forward
That's cool.
and tread on its back. It offers no resistance. It's a dead ogre. Okay. 2 ogres.
Nicely.
Very well done. Let me just deal with the music here. There we Okay, you guys take a minute to just get your bearings, check yourselves for any wounds. Eirys, you kind of pick yourself up and pull yourself away from being tangled up with Sintyrr.
Looking very uncomfortable about it.
The spiritual weapon is still hovering around.
It does a little dance.
I'm gonna look
It
at
starts jigging in the sky, and
Well, how's everyone doing? Anyone need healing?
I'm fine. Honestly, like just firing over your shoulders is a good arrangement, and I think it should continue.
Good.
Kyro just raises his hand.
Oh, okay. Is he asking for healing?
He's raising his hand.
Well, okay, he's like, do you need healing?
Yes.
Okay.
He looks at you like you're dumb.
He
Because,
just
like, obviously he needs healing. He's very injured.
he just sort of is sort of like silently reveling in the fact that, oh look, you're asking for help.
He needs me.
He's not asking, you offered!
Well, the fact that
It's fine.
the fact that he's accepting it still.
Can Eirys check out what's in this chest?
Anyway, so I'm gonna lay on hands him and give him like
You
how
step-
much you need.
You step over. He looks pretty beat up.
Okay.
You got 15 or more?
Yeah, I'll give you 15.
Arthrin looks around. 15 what? What are you
No,
talking about?
I was telling Deanna with my player voice.
Huh. That's odd.
So what really happens is he's like, on a scale of 1 to 20, how bad is it?
Yeah, that's better. I
Like
think
a
characters
3?
could do that.
Wait, did we establish that like 3 is like not very bad?
Yeah.
I suppose in game you could like just keep on doing lay on hands until he looks healed up.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we've been doing.
He just keeps poking him once.
Okay, I'll say that you can give him as many hit points as he requires to be back to full.
Whoa. And I
Yeah.
just
Give
kicked
him as
out
many
of
hit points as he can stand before he slaps your hand
That's
away.
legitimately true.
Whoa! Ella, I didn't see you. My God.
I like how she was hiding under his cloak and just like appeared from under his cloak.
Jesus! Oh my God! The spiritual weapon, kind of like as if like a summoned animal in Skyrim, just goes in a kind of shower of sparks and just evaporates. Yeah,
Kyro just sort of flinches away.
Eirys, you can attempt to open the chest with your sleight of hand, and Arthrin will help you.
First, I'd like
Can
to
I-
check the traps.
Okay, investigation with Arthrin's help.
With Arthrin's help. Okay. My first one was better. 11. Investigation.
Eirys has never needed help
14?
this whole time.
14.
Yeah.
From what you can see, there appears to be wires laying around at the base of this chest, as if it has been, but they're all loose. They're just laying on the ground, almost as if somebody's cut it.
Huh.
Okay. I will open it.
You open the chest, and you look inside, and you see a kind of knapsack-shaped bag, and it has a number of coloured kind of blocks on it that appear to be multicolored but roughly shaped in kind of like a face. And
It's one of
I-
two things.
Pick it up and examine it and
make an investigation check.
check it with traps. If that's a thing.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, okay, we're good, we're good. Investigation, plus 4, 13, plus 4, 17.
It appears to be a regular
No,
bag.
16. 16, sorry.
It appears to be a regular bag until you open up and you reach inside. And as you reach inside, you just kind of keep your mind just open to the possibility that there's something in here. And your hand seems to go deeper into the bag than there is space inside the bag.
Okay, but we need to check and make sure it's not a bag of devouring, right?
Well, she stuck her hand in it already. If it didn't,
She was her hand back out.
Yep. You pull your hand back out. It appears to be whole.
Not devouring. We're good.
You look. You kind of you keep it open and held inside. You kind of raise your head to the opening, and it just looks to be a normal empty bag.
Can I kind of go up?
So it
Like
looks
basically
like
put my head in the bag.
do that.
You do so. Make a Constitution save.
Bag of holding.
What?
Make a
Make
con
a
save.
con save.
Oh no!
You put your head inside of a bag of holding, you silly
Yeah,
girl.
you don't do that. There's no air in there.
To be fair, you can hold your breath for as long as you have the con mod.
Yeah, I know. You need to make a con save just in case. What's the roll?
Oh, hang on.
Bag of holding can be very good weapons. All things considered.
Oh
Yeah,
god!
you can. You just gotta slip it over someone's head.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well,
Hold it there.
I rolled a 7.
You grab the bag and push it over your head. Your mind is relatively clear. You just think it's a bag, so you just pull the bag over your head. You just have a bag over your head.
Can I take the bag off of her head and try and pick anything random off of the shelf, just something useless?
Okay, you grab the
tidbit,
bag.
and then
You
put it in
Ella,
the
are you going to
bag.
let that happen? Are you happy with that?
Yeah.
You walk over. You kind of push past Arthrin. Oh, hey. There's all manner of knickknacks and items of cloth and yeah, there seems to be a small pot that's used to just carry tools of something, and it's empty. Pick it up.
I'd like to go over and join in the investigating of the shelves.
Okay, make an investigation check.
When I drop the old pot or
13.
whatnot into the bag, what happens? Can I see it inside there?
You push it inside the bag, and you let go. You let your hand come back out. You look inside the bag. Nothing's in there.
Can I put my hand in again and see if I can feel it when my hand goes further in?
You raise your hand in, expecting to find the pot, and your fingers grasp around it, and you pull it out.
Huh.
That's so cool.
This could be useful. I fold it up and, I don't know, put it on my person somewhere.
You yeah.
Well, yeah,
Attached
that's
to my
a
belt
bag
or
of
something.
holding. Of
Okay.
course it'll be useful.
Heard of a bag of holding before?
Why does Sintyrr know everything?
Oh, I feel like bags of holding would be kind of famous as like an adventurer's.
Make a
you have, right?
make a history check, Sintyrr.
Okay. I crit. He knows about bags of holding.
No, you
can
don't-
I
no,
roll one and see if I hit?
Oh, buddy, you've heard tale in the fringes of your memory of enchanted items that allowed adventurers to carry far, far more than they physically should be able to, and this looks like one of those items.
I heard in a story once about this powerful mage called Mary Poppins.
It's an unusual name.
Yeah, but anyway, she had one of these, and I think it's very useful.
Seems it.
Yeah, I'll make a. What should you make? Just make an insight check for a minute.
13.
Something about the fringes of your mind. This is an ancient place. It's been here for generations. It's likely that you guys wouldn't be the first owners of that bag.
Yeah, what's in it? Good point. What's in the bag?
He didn't say anything.
Hey, try thinking of gold or platinum or copper.
Now
See if
that I
anything
can
comes out.
do. My hand in and think of gold.
You reach in. You your hand clasps around a leathery material, and you pull out a pouch that is actually fairly pristine.
Can I look inside?
It contains 77 gold pieces and 4 platinum pieces.
Whoa!
Consider yourself debt-free, Yell. I check everyone 10 gold.
Oh, including Arthrin?
Oh, thanks.
Thanks!
So what was that?
Are you including Arthrin?
Yeah.
What a winner. Thanks!
Can I stick my hand in?
Yeah.
How many of us are there? I would like to point out Eirys does not at any point let go of the bag. She lets other people like
4, 5.
Yeah,
cling to it.
Ella's not trying to grab it off for you or anything.
This is her bag.
She just sticks her hand in and she's like, pastry.
You pull your hand out and nothing happens. Can you just make can you make a wisdom save for me, Ella?
Oh no, any pastry would be very, very old.
But that's holding are very
Yeah.
very
How
how
much money was it initially before I gave the money away?
77 gold and 4 platinum.
And 4 platinum,
give
and then I
one.
gave everybody
10,
gold.
which would
In
be 1,
gold
2,
says
3, 4. You've lost
50?
50. You've lost 50 of the gold, so you're maintaining 27 and 4 platinum.
Sweet.
Which is still quite good.
Where's
Or essentially
Where do-
keeping 67
where does
gold.
Ella, what's the wisdom save?
So I don't have any to add to. I just have this 10 gold.
I'm gonna remove Yell's debt.
Ella, what's the wisdom save?
You gone?
Hello?
Hello, sorry, my thing dropped out. What did you say?
Ella, what was your wisdom save? Have you rolled it?
16. Yeah, 16.
Okay. As you pull your hand out, you feel it get tangled as it kind of moves out with what's on the bottom of the bag, and you remove it without any issue. But as your hand comes out, you think, inside coming out.
Is it guts?
I pulled my hand out.
You've done that fine, but it struck you that a wave of curiosity waves over you as to the idea of the inside coming out.
Oh, okay.
Bag inside out?
Mm-hmm.
Oh! Eirys.
Hmm?
What would happen if we were to put the bag in out?
Well, one way to find out.
You
I-
kill us all. We'll
Aim
go.
it away from me.
Kara looks concerned about this
Sintyrr backs
idea.
up and tries to get his son to back up too.
He's on the opposite side of the room. Kira doesn't need your help. He just backs up.
Okay, never mind. They just both back up and.
We're all
Okay.
gonna
I
die.
hold it
Kill
away
us all.
as far away from me as I can while still holding it, and like
I'd
turn it inside
take
out.
it.
Are you going to do that?
We're gonna become bag people now.
One day someone will be pulling us out of a bag.
It'd be fun if there was an encounter in there.
Okay. Are you doing this? Who's doing this?
Yes, I am.
Eirys.
Iris
It
is
happens.
holding the bag. Arthrin steps away.
Ella takes a step back.
Ella takes a step back.
Yell takes a step closer.
You watch as Iris, you reach in and your hand finds purchase on the back of the bag, and you pull it. The inside of the material comes out, and there's a. And as that happens, clattering to the ground falls a quarterstaff and a small book, a small journal.
So it just
I'm gonna ignore.
it spits
the
out every item, I guess. That's
I'd
in
like to pick up the journal and see if it's in a language I understand.
You find it is in common, and I would like you to go on Discord and click on the attached link.
Huh.
Oh my god, this is so exciting.
Oh my days!
Does anyone want to read it aloud for this audio medium?
Iris isn't gonna read it aloud. She'll read it and then pass it around, I guess. Unless it's like made of gold or anything.
It's fairly pristine because it's been contained within the bag of holding, but it is a leather-bound book, small book of relatively rough note paper, and it's been inked by hand. Would you-
Sintyrr can read it aloud if, you know.
What would you like to
I'm
do?
just saying, like, it's not good podcasting if we all just silently read this.
I also cannot read that font.
How about, like, Eirys reads it, flicks through it, and then when she's done, like, Sintyrr asks if he can see it, she passes it to him, and then he just reads it aloud to the group.
Sure.
Okay.
All right.
It is the 8th year since the cataclysmic event that rent this world into pieces. We have painstakingly carved out a home for ourselves within these mountains. As we continue to research what on earth happened those few years ago, we commit ourselves to the study of the self, I'm sorry, this is cursive. I'm having a hard time.
Would you like me to? I can. I mean, I wrote it.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
As we continue to research what on earth happened those few years ago, we commit ourselves to the study of the self, the training of the body, and the enlightenment of the mind. Now that we have built shelter, found sources of food, and protected ourselves from the indigenous beasts looming out of the fringes of the Underdark, we focus on our true purpose. And now that survival is a genuinely realistic outcome for us, that purpose is coming into ever surer, ever greater clarity. Such paltry things as wealth creation and military might simply do not factor into what we aim to achieve here. Not when it is compared to the powers we have seen. We seek for the survival of all sentient races through a practical application of our collective minds. We must progress, we must learn, and we must grow. My generation learned firsthand of how life crumbles before the powers of the gods. Here, a new generation begins the task of raising our kind to their level. It will be a long process. It may take hundreds, even thousands of years, but we are committed to this cause. Never again shall humans, gnomes, dwarves, or halflings be subjected to the cruel fate that so many untold thousands suffered. May the walls of these caverns stand, ever tall, ever watchful, and ever protecting the cause of all the creatures of the world. Signed, Zanrith Littleheim, Grand Master of the Order of the Trine Wards. Amidst the other ancient fading pages of the small journal, you find sketches, writings, rubbings, and transcripts of whatever work this Zanrith Littleheim accomplished in his life. It would seem that he spent most of his days studying and training in some capacity within this cave system, amid the hand-built chambers interspersing with the naturally formed cave inside this natural mountain. And details of experiments, training regimens, and delving expeditions into the Underdark to try and find their secrets are included within these pages. There appear to be a handful of pages roughly ripped out of this journal halfway through, making you wonder what happened. As you come across the blank pages towards the back of the book, you think on this enigmatic ancient being. You wonder how his life may have ended. Was it peaceful? What powers did this order discover? Did they ever return to the surface? Perhaps it matters, perhaps it doesn't. You return to exploring the catacombs.
So, Sintyrr...
What did I get on my 13 investigation check?
Sintyrr's like, this person was trying to become on the level of the gods. So, well, I can't fault him for ambition, but I can't imagine this ended well.
Yeah, it sounds a bit scary. Kyro, your investigation check just turned up. Odds and ends. Faded cloths and clothes.
That's the I found.
You find, again, pots containing small tools that have rusted away, faded kind of like decorative pieces of cloth over this ancient and eroding side table. Nothing much of value.
Okay.
If nobody's going to pick up the quarterstaff, yeah, we'll pick it up.
You obtain a quarterstaff.
Sweet.
You can actually use it because you're strong and stuff.
Well, that was certainly something. Well read, Sintyrr. That was quite dramatic.
He just takes a slight bow.
Kyro's gonna head up those stairs.
Okay.
Check out that room.
Eirys is going to follow and she's going to stealth.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
roll,
that's a
roll
good
stealth.
idea.
Roll stealth checks.
That's cool. I'll do that as well. Ooh,
Yell's
good
gonna
this time.
try and stand
27.
on top of the quarterstaff to test its strength.
Okay. You kind of hold it on the ground and you lay your leg on, and as you support the weight on it, it's supple, it bends, so it's not brittle, but you'll make a con save.
I'm making a con save.
No, the staff is.
The stick.
As you kind of support your weight on it, you hear a as it splits.
Everyone's like,
Staff.
It's not completely rent in two, but there's definitely a grain that's given way on one side of it.
Oh my god.
It rolled a natural 3 on its con save.
I'm gonna guess it wasn't magical because it probably would have been some sort of sign of some sort.
Yeah, you've definitely demonstrated. Yeah, you've demonstrated it's not magical.
Quarterstaff, so that's good.
well, it was a pretty shitty quarterstaff.
Yeah.
God, that was shitty. Couldn't even throw it to the side.
Yep. Clatters on the side. It lands on one of the pillows of the bedspreads below.
Wow.
I rolled a 24 stealth.
Okay, you make your way. You make your way up. Oh wow, yeah, you guys are completely undetectable.
Should we roll perception or investigation to figure out what's in this room?
I mean, which room are you going for? I mean, this is the room.
I'll investigate. Oh, I don't do very well.
As you I mean, there's not much to say. It's just an open space. As you guys make your way across the room, the wall gives way, and you, as you see Eirys, kind of sneak behind the shadow of what this statue over here, and you step this way. You see before you an opening into a great chamber that falls down below you. It falls down 10, 20, 30 feet, and yeah, okay, so I did forget to describe the rushing of water that you have been able to hear for a while now.
That's so coolly done. That's really realistic.
The water's rushing around underneath. It's flowing towards you, and then underneath and across the way you can see a bridge and where the where the river is flowing further from. Okay. I'll say that you can see where there appear to be natural caves on either side. That
does it look like a really old bridge?
Yeah.
Okay. So nothing suspicious about that.
Yeah, it's obviously as old as these, or as old as the settlement that settled here. Yeah.
I want to see if this door opens.
It does. There appear to be no locks on any of these doors, or if there were, they have been dealt with. You open to reveal a narrow corridor that spreads out before you.
What you looking at?
Narrow corridor. Where's everyone else?
Huh?
Everyone else.
Hello? Arthrin steps forwards. Kind of sneaking past the bodies of the dead ogres on the ground.
You guys want to try going down this narrow hallway?
You'll just cut a path through them.
I'm gonna go check out and see if there's anything down this narrow hallway.
Okay. You're just going to walk down?
No. I'm gonna investigate. It's a narrow hallway! Are you crazy? No! I'm going to both stealth and be looking for traps.
Okay. I'll say you can use your stealth that you've already got, and you can make an investigation check as you step inside.
Eirys will come with and do exactly the same, even though he's already checking the traps.
Oh, she can help him.
Yeah, roll with advantage then.
Cool. Well, I got a 20. It wasn't bad.
20. You do see what appear to be no, not holes, but there's what appears to be a very subtle slit on the right-hand side along the wall, and as you kind of think about that, it kind of goes diagonally.
The trigger mechanism?
You kind of keep looking. You step forward, and the next tile appears slightly lighter in color than the rest.
That's probably the trigger mechanism. I want to get clear of the trap and like trip it with, I don't know, I guess one of those swords I picked up. Just toss it on there. Is it would it be heavy enough? I don't know.
I mean, you
I'll
can
just
get out.
Go
You
get a barrel and throw a barrel on it.
Whichever. Or can I just disable it? What do I do to do that?
You can make a sleight of hand check just to kind of run your fingers around and see if you can find a way.
Okay.
You crouch
I
down,
can
you
see
kneel
the-
down,
I
and
see what the mechanism is. So.
I'll assist.
okay.
Alright, cool. Thank
There's
God.
this thing on
15.
about traps.
You run your fingers
Oh.
around.
He almost did a very bad thing, but you like stopped him just in time.
Yeah, as you lean forward and reach out with your hand, and you kind of start losing your balance, as if to move your hand to like support your weight as you kind of put weight on the trigger. Eirys grabs your shoulder and just pulls you back.
Thank
And
goodness.
you move your fingers around the inside, the kind of like groove that separates this tile from the others, and you can't find anything.
Welp. I'll just try to spring it the regular way then, with a long stick.
Do you have one?
Or a sword. Or whatever.
We had
I
one.
have a rapier.
Do we have one, Yell? Do we?
You get out the
I
rapier.
know.
Yeah.
I mean, we can use the broken quarter stuff as a stick, I assume. It only split a bit, right?
Oh yeah, actually it didn't split in two, did it?
Anyway, we
Goes
use
back
we
into
use
the
one of the
broken
implements we
quarter
have to trip it at a distance.
Mhm.
How's it
The look
go?
of shame.
You kind of get out the rapier, I guess, or are you getting out the
Yeah,
quarter
we'll
staff?
use that, sure.
You get out the rapier. You kind of reach out. You touch it on the tile. Nothing happens, but it strikes you that you're not really putting much weight on it.
No, I want to press. Yeah.
You press as hard as you can. Make a strength check.
Okay.
I'm gonna take a step back.
Goes and picks up the empty chest. It's back in the other room.
Okay. Make a
Perfect.
strength check, Yell.
16.
You do press down, and as you do in
Oh
your
my
crouch
god, rolling
position,
a barrel down the hallway would be so good. Such a good idea.
I did suggest this.
you kind of press down on the trap, and it does seem to trigger. There's a shunk and a and then a serrated blade just comes out of the wall, out of that slot, and just slices across the way, and then away again. Picture Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
Okay. So yeah, gonna need a big rock or something.
I got a 13 on my strength check.
It's enough for you to have basically ran down and struggled with the chest to bring it up by the time all of this had happened. You come up behind with the chest in hand, and as you kind of get to the top of the stairs, Arthrin kind of jumps over like, oh, I see what you're doing. He gives you a hand, and together you both carry the chest into the room.
So you guys gonna just roll the barrel down the hallway?
I mean,
It's a chest. I was just going to throw it on the pressure plate.
Okay,
Yeah.
that works
exactly
too.
roll.
Okay, you and Arthrin, I'm going to say it's easy enough for you to throw it, and it lands on its corner. It jumps through the air, it bounces, and as it does, the serrated blade just goes and just splits it into dozens of little pieces, and they collapse around.
We're gonna need a big rock. Basically, the idea is when the blade comes out, we stick a rock there, and it should get stuck. Probably. I think.
Okay. How do you want to do this?
Can I go out and examine these statues
Out
and
of
see if they are at all
That seems
movable?
possible. I'm
Make
not
a-
sure
make a
how
perception check.
I'm not sure how things are arranged exactly. Like, could he jam the blade mechanism with a big rock?
Was it investigation?
Certainly try. It was a perception,
Okay.
because you're just
Oh,
examining
perception.
it.
Oh, that's even better.
You're examining, yeah.
20, dirty 20.
Yeah.
So it looks like it could work.
These
Got it.
statues appear to have been carved from a rock that's not the same as the walls here, and moved here. It's heavy, but you might be able to move it. It's been placed on
Yeah.
the ground.
Arthrin.
Huh?
Yo.
I think I found your rock.
Should we go? Should we do it?
I mean,
Precious
I'm not
metals.
lifting that.
I mean, I don't. I don't really
start trying to pull at it.
Okay. Arthrin and Yell. You can make a strength check, Yell, with advantage with Arthrin's help.
Natural 20.
Oh. Takes that one-handed, wanders off.
Yeah, you kind of both men kind of like wrap their arms around, make eye contact. 3, 2, 1, and they heave it, and the statue ends up being moved in, and you step forward with it. One of you actually, oh boy, I'm going to say that you have such a good hold on it that one of you doesn't need to take the lead, that you can both stand on one side, such as the rippling of your biceps as you move it in.
Wow.
You move forward. Arthrin subtly moves around you, Kyro, and then you place the statue down. It's now almost completely obscuring the way down the corridor. But as it does, it triggers a mechanism and there's a sound inside the wall of a snap of a rope. And yeah, the rotating blade, having cut several inches into this statue, stops moving.
Wonder if we could just, keep sliding this thing in front of us.
That might be a good idea.
We can certainly try. And
Yeah.
Yell starts pushing it forward.
Yeah, again, Arthrin helps you. You can roll another strength check with an advantage. Athletics. Yeah.
Oh, and athletics.
Yeah.
While they do this, can I?
Dirty 20.
Am I
Yeah.
able to see over the statue at all, or is it like really high?
It's obscuring a lot. The DC would be quite high, but you can make a perception check to see what's happening as Arthrin and Yell. You're both
it's
right next
also
to each
being
other.
able to hear things, so.
Yeah, sure.
What was it? Sorry, perception.
Yeah.
18.
It doesn't seem to be triggering anything.
That's good.
The statue is big enough to obscure this corner, but Yell, you're able to see a little section here. This way, the corridor seems to continue. You didn't notice Eirys as they were going. You didn't notice any other tiles that seemed any other different color.
Okay.
We got more corridor.
Ella.
Wanna keep going?
Ella, make a con save.
Oh. Okay, hang on.
Just moving the statue accidentally release poisonous gas.
Oh, 6.
Ella farts.
So yes, it did release a poisonous gas.
Remotely.
Arthrin kind of like is right next to you, Yell, and it's actually quite uncomfortable because it's only about 5 feet long, so you're both crammed into one square. And he's trying to squeeze his way past this statue in the corner. He's just like, no, I can't get through. Fuck.
We'll just
Can I
have
go
to keep
through
pushing
and
it,
try
I
and
guess.
jump on top of the statue?
Acrobatics check.
You got to right it.
What I do? Oh, that's good. 24, 18 plus 6.
Yeah, the statue almost takes up from floor to ceiling, but there is a little gap. You just jump onto the statue, pull yourself up, and squeeze through and land on the other side. You can move to this square if you want.
That's where I was.
There you go.
Can I check for traps, please, immediately?
Yep. You see
I will
the
breathe.
floor continue. All of the tiles appear to be the same uniform color, and there's apparently a wooden board. In fact, you got dark vision, right?
Mhm.
You see into the next chamber. It's a wooden floorboarded area with a desk with an open book on.
Can I stealth
an
and
expansive
proceed,
dungeon.
please?
You can make a self check. Go for it.
15, 8, 23.
Yeah. You kind of, as you step forward, you realise that there's a gap in one of the floorboards as the stone gives way to the wood, and as you step over it, there's wind blowing up from below, far below. It might be that this is a cavern that falls into the Underdark. You step over it.
Yikes.
You look inside. A small personal study of some kind.
Oh.
Many books, pens, ancient inkwells that have long since dried up. Books.
Anything of value that I can see, obviously? Or...
Investigation check.
I'm also going to be very much keeping an ear and seeing if and when anyone comes after me, because I want to warn them about, you know.
Yeah, sure.
A little better.
Yeah, I'll ask everybody to back up.
Investigation.
Oh, alright.
I will.
No, I rolled a 5, but I'm not going to use luck. I'm not going to use my last luck.
Okay. You don't really find anything of value. It just seems a bunch of books. Some of them might be arcane in nature, but you can't tell.
I'll just grab some. I mean, you have a bag of holding. You can just shove as many of these things in there as you want.
Yell is going to cast Shatter on the statue so we can get through.
Oh boy. Okay, so it's automatic. It's prone, so it's automatically going to fail the save. You can just roll damage straight away.
How much does it do? 3.
It is an object too, and they're bad against shatter.
Yeah, they are. 5, 7, 10 points of thunder damage.
Yeah, so the shatter explodes in the intense space. The sound is magnified because of the intense confines of the corridor, and as it does, a wayward spark of lightning goes and hits the floor across the chamber here, and the building is going to make. Oh crap! Natural 2. Eirys.
What did you do?
It's got a range of 10 feet.
Oh, buddy. Let me have my fun. The room buckles.
Okay, I'm gonna run for the stone. I'm just gonna run and try and jump.
Boom, boom. You run across. You jump. And the personal study falls away.
Whoops.
Well,
I'm gonna say that the thunder wave
okay.
shattered the stone below and beneath some of the supporting beams for this study, and yeah, it gave way. It collapsed.
Well, okay, moving on.
Eirys collects herself and is just glaring at Yell from down the corridor.
Yeah, the statue's been blown to pieces. Its pieces, fragments are all the way around.
What?
Everyone alright?
Well, I'm fine. Oh,
Eirys
boy.
looked really pissed.
Well, yeah, what you see before you is a void descending into the underdark below.
I drop the quarterstaff down and I count and I listen out for a hit.
Okay.
And count as I do so.
1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 4 seconds, 5 seconds, 6 seconds, 7 seconds, 8 seconds.
Shit, that's deep.
I'm gonna leave that hallway.
Oh well, never mind.
Time to check out this door.
Okay. This one does appear to be locked, but again, it's an ancient mechanism. Should be easy enough to hack through.
Alright, I'll do it.
All right. Make a sleight of hand check.
Oh, okay. That kind of thing. 24.
Okay. Yeah, easy enough. You grab the working parts and you break the door open, and it swings open, and you go to make a step forward, but you stop because there's no floor.
What?
It just falls into raging
Damn it,
waters
I just
below.
used my quarterstaff water staff. I wanted to play poo sticks if we found the other end.
So I don't actually know that there's a void that this leads to. I think I'm just gonna try to jump over.
Okay, you do so.
Is that yeah? It's a
you
5-foot jump. I think that you can just do those, right?
Yeah. You can do those without
back
any
up
ability
and jump?
check. You can back up and
Okay.
just take a longer jump, but yeah, you get across. There's no
Okay.
ability check required.
Eirys follows, if that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine. Go for it. You
Over
see
there.
I want to
you see before you a
stuff.
chest. Oh, okay, yeah. Again, it's very, very similar to the other one, so you do need to make a sleight of hand check.
Can I check to see if there's a trap on it first?
Make an
Yes,
investigation. Make an investigation check.
Okay, 22 for investigating.
Okay. It appears to be a chest, and it has an ancient lock on it. That's very similar to the other ones that you've come across.
Alright. 19 for sleighting of hand.
As you do, you kind of just pop your hand along one edge, and you run your finger on the inside of the closed lid, and you kind of move your hand to grab the lock, and you take a second glance at your fingers. Mucus.
Uh-oh.
The mimic attacks with advantage.
No!
Oh no!
Investigation revealed nothing!
It did. You saw the mucus on your hands as you were moving to open it, which means that you're just there.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
It rolls a 24 to hit you as it bursts into life.
Oh, okay. I guess I just wasn't.
You take 5 points of piercing damage and an additional 4 points of acid damage as it just whacks down on your hand, and the mucus that's on your fingers starts
Stop getting eaten
corroding.
by things!
Everybody roll initiative.
Alright.
Natural 20 plus 2 makes 22.
Amazing.
Just toss them.
19.
Okay, you can
23.
you guys can change your own initiative orders, which makes my job so much easier. God damn it. Arthrin rolled a 4.
Oh my god, someone got worse than me. I'm so proud.
Okay. Is that everybody? Oh, let me add a turn for. Fuck! I don't have a marker for the freaking mimic because it's on the map. The mimic's gonna
It's fine.
roll. It's a 4. It's a 5, so it'll go at the same just after Eirys. Yeah, I'll put that there and add a turn to this random map piece that I'm using as an initiative order roll for the mimic. Okay, yeah, so Kyro, you're first to act.
I want to try to toss it into the river.
Oh, okay. Make a grapple strength check.
Oh boy.
Does anybody have rope to save Kira out the river?
4.
4. The mimic, guy gets a sense of you trying to wrap your arms around it, and it opens its lid and boom, hits the base of your chin, and your grapple fails.
I don't suppose I could do anything else.
That was your action.
Would now be a bad time
Alright.
to mention the fact that touching a mimic makes you stick to it.
I didn't know that.
True, yeah, it's true.
I guess I was already stuck to it then, because I've already touched it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's true. Oh god, yeah, when you ran your fingers underneath it, your hand would have stuck.
Oh, in that
would-
case, I wouldn't try to toss it into the river if I'm stuck to it.
Okay, yeah, sure.
I don't want to be in the river.
Hence why I was saying, does anybody know how to get Kyro out the river?
Is there anything else? Well, if I'm stuck to it, can I do anything?
Yeah,
Am I
you
just
should still
stuck
have
to
one
it?
free hand.
Yeah.
And you can
Oh, I
still
want to
attack
try to
at
stab it then.
Okay, roll an attack. I'm guessing just a regular attack because you're stuck to
Yeah,
it,
I
so
don't
it's
think I
awkward.
have advantage.
Regular attack.
Oh wait, that's
Regular
not,
attack.
that's the wrong thing. That's the right thing. 17.
That hits, roll damage.
Okay. It's just my regular damage, no sneak attacks. So d6 plus what is it? 5. Yep. 8.
Okay. You bring your short sword down and carve into it, and as it does, the sword stays. Thank you for that, Arby. I didn't realize that about mimics. Cool.
Yeah, they stick to anything that they
All right.
touch. Or any
Okay.
organic material that they touch. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, good. So my sword's okay.
Oh, I see. So the sword can come out
Yeah,
free.
it's organic material that they stick to, so it's like a Venus flytrap.
Oh, okay.
type thing,
Cool.
where, like, you know, you can touch it and trigger it, but you can also with other things, but actually putting
I'm
organic
fucking
material
stuck
in there
to
is
it!
tricky.
Yeah. Okay. It's going to, yeah, that's its turn. Yell, it's on you.
Okay. So that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, yeah, cool. Run through the doors, jump across.
Yeah.
Stabby time.
All right.
Natural 19 plus 5 to hit. So 24.
The very
Okay. Yeah,
golden
that hits. Roll
side.
damage.
11 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
Oh.
And bonus actions, what have I got?
Oh, hang on a second. I'm googling things. Kyro, your short sword is stuck to the mimic, and Yell, your magic willy is stuck to the mimic.
Oh.
Well then.
Was it 13 hit points of damage?
What
Sorry?
a sticky friend!
I think
11
he needs to
points of
die
slashing
then.
damage.
Yes! With magic, maybe.
Uh-huh.
Bonus actions. What have I got? Bonus actions.
Kyro literally can't do anything about this mimic. All he has is weaponry.
I have no spells that are bonus actions left. Cool.
Okay.
So I'm done.
Sintyrr, it's you.
Okay, how much HP do you suppose a mimic has?
You don't know. From what you can see of the damage it's taken, it's been damaged a touch, but it's still angry.
Okay, I'm just.
What are you gonna do?
Do you think I can?
round one.
Do you think I can sleep it? Because that's like the only ranged thing I have.
I mean, you
Okay.
could try it, but it might be better to just hit it once and then try it on the next turn.
Well, by then it'll be dead anyway, so
Well,
What-
then it's fine.
I
are you
guess
gonna
I'll save sleep for something else.
I mean, you only have so many spells. I don't know. It's up to you, though. You can try.
I love that the mimic thing is the map.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Be careful deleting the turn for that, by the way.
Okay, sure.
Well,
'Cause you might accidentally delete the map.
I do have a hand crossbow in case of range.
It's
so,
fine if arrows get stuck in it.
So I'll shoot it.
You're gonna shoot it with. Do you have a
Hand
ranged
crossbow.
weapon? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I started the game with a hand crossbow.
Okay. So you sheath your sword, get out your hand crossbow, and fire away. Good to go for it.
Okay. And that's probably not gonna hit. Unless it's got like a.
What did you roll?
Yeah, that's a 5.
Okay. I'm gonna roll a luck dice to determine because the thing has 2 of your friends stuck on it.
True.
What's the chance of one of that happening? 33%.
Sorry.
Okay, so yeah, it just flies just above Yell's face and clatters against the wall behind.
I decide maybe I
Hey,
don't.
watch it!
Oh, sorry.
Cool. That's Sintyrr. Is that your turn?
Yeah.
Ella. The doors
Yeah.
ahead of you are open and you can see what's happening inside.
Okay.
Yelling.
I am gonna move.
Fortunately, Yell doesn't have the spells to deal with a mimic.
We're in a pinch.
She's gonna move
What are you going to do?
there. I don't know.
This mimic was too sneaky.
Let's. Might regret this. Sacred Flame.
Okay. You raise your hands. He makes his dexterity saving throw. He rolls an 11, which I believe fails. So roll your damage.
Ah! I need it. 6.
It's a D8, I believe, for Sacred Flame. What's that?
It is, yep. So it is a 7.
Oh, wow, yeah,
7
cool.
point.
So as you kind of raise your hand and clasp your fists, as you do, there's an explosion of light from within, and out of its open mouth, there's a shine of light, and yeah, that did a number on it. Anything else on your turn?
No.
Okay, Eirys.
Okay, I'm going to use, what's it called? Insightful Fighting.
Okay.
The chest needs to make a deception check against my insight? Yeah, insight.
Unnatural 1.
It's easy.
I didn't roll great, but I rolled a lot better than that. Okay, she's gonna say, let me know if either of you want me to cut off your hands, and she's gonna... She's trying to help!
That's very thoughtful of her.
Oh,
Yell quickly, let's go of the sword. Look, fine. Grab the sword.
Yeah, the sword is
She
stuck,
looks
but not
mildly
his hand.
disappointed.
Yeah.
Am I able to, like, climb onto these?
Let me just take a closer look here.
I was here.
I believe that is some kind of a... Yeah, that's a table. It's easy enough for you to clamber on top of that. In the bottom
And
right
she's
corner.
gonna whip out a bow and she's gonna shoot it.
Okay.
Not
make
with
an attack.
advantage, but if she does hit, she gets... Actually, does she get advantage if people are stood by it? Because I don't know how to rogue properly yet.
Yeah, if it's engaged with allies within 5 feet, then yeah.
I was giving you advantage if you fire from a hidden position and you're not hidden. But you've done the
No.
cunning fighter, right?
Yeah, that doesn't give me advantage, but if I do hit, I do get to do sneak attack damage.
Let's go with that.
Rogues do get advantage when their allies are within 5 feet of the target.
Okay, we'll take advantage then.
Yeah.
Good. Plus 6, 22 to hit.
That hits. Don't forget the sneak attack.
I'm finally using this properly. 3, 5, 4 plus 4. Where's my attacks? There we go. 4, 5, 9, 12 plus 4, 16 damage.
Okay.
And that's my turn then.
And the arrow kind of makes its way. Kyro, your right hand is still underneath the lip of the chest, and an arrow just kind of wedges it in immediately above your hand, and the mimic roars, wails in pain. It is going to lash out at the target closest to where the arrow came from, which is Kyro. Rolls with advantage because you are grappled because you're stuck to it.
Yep.
It's an unnatural 20.
Well, it hits.
You sustain 9 points of piercing damage and 7 points of acid damage. 16 in all.
I'm hurt very badly.
It kind of like opens the chest mouth and comes clamping down over your body.
He could die soon.
It's not looking
if you were to
great.
give a scale of 0 to your hit point maximum, what are you looking at?
He has 3.
Oh shit!
Whoa.
That kind of ruins my next turn. Shit. Okay.
Sorry.
Do not Thunderwave, please.
Oh no, it wasn't gonna be Thunderwave.
I
Okay.
assume it would be Shatter. 'cause this
No.
thing's a box.
It would have to be a cantrip.
Ah.
But I think you're technically in range of the cantrip.
Okay.
Oh.
Your
I guess you can...
the next yell as you're kind of like struggling with the sword in the chest. From behind you, an arrow comes and wedges into the side of it, and Arthrin knocks another bow onto his arrow from behind. I'm trying! That's his turn. Kyro, you are bonded onto the surface of the...
I want to try to forcefully remove my sword from the mimic, hopefully hurting it in the process.
You can try to just escape it in total. You can just rip your body off if you want. Make a strength check.
Okay.
Or an athletics, yeah.
Either way, it's the same. Oh, an 8.
8?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you're still stuck on. You can't remove yourself. Your hand comes off of your sword, but the hand that's underneath the rim of the creature's mouth is still there.
Was that my whole action?
I'm afraid it is.
Alright.
Okay.
I'm just really engaged with the mimic right now.
Yell. Your sword is in the thing, and you can try and pull it out, and that would be a similar thing. But you yourself are not stuck on. What are you going to do?
I am going to hurl some insults at the chest.
Okay. Is it a
vicious mockery wisdom save?
9.
9, it fails. Ha! You're a fucking chest and you're so sticky. What's happened? Somebody jizz on you.
Bloody hell. Okay.
It takes the 4 points of psychic damage.
Okay, and as it does, some of the kind of pustules from within, as it opened up its jaw, like several uncanny like eyes open up from within the wood, pushing the wood grain aside.
Gross.
And as as you kind of like hurl the insults, 2 of them just go burst. There are several more open,
Jesus.
but
You're uglier than I thought.
Okay. Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
Sintyrr. It's looking rough, buddy. It's looking rough. There's arrows sticking out of it. There's gore dripping from it because of the
Okay, I'm
wounds.
Your son looks like he's about to die.
gonna jump over there.
Okay.
I think I can jump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You take a 10 feet
Everyone's
jump,
been doing it.
run up, and so you can jump across.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to finish it off. I was. Let's see. Yeah, let's just try to just stab it.
Okay, roll to hit. I'll count that as flanked, so you can do so with advantage.
Okay, good, cause. Okay, good. That's 20 something.
Yeah, that hits. Roll damage. You're a paladin, aren't you?
Yeah.
Anything you want to do?
What? Divine Smite it?
I mean, it's up to you.
Yeah, you probably would, cause his son's in trouble and stuff. Like, I, the player, but I have the player saving stuff for potential boss fights in the future, but...
Yeah, Deanna, if you don't want to use it,
he
don't
would
use it.
not.
Okay.
He would not, though.
Okay. Yeah.
So, I think I'm gonna Divine Smite it, then.
Okay, so as you see your son getting more down and it's some of your son's flesh kind of being burned into by the mucus kind of pus erupting from this thing, you take a run up, you jump across the river below, and as you land on your feet and swing your sword, you call to Alistair to give you divine power and smite it. What's the damage?
Okay, so... it does radiant damage equal to... like your weapons damage plus 2d8, so...
Yeah. So for that, it's just 3d8 for you, isn't it?
In that case, so 5 plus 1 plus 1.
6, 7. What's your strength modifier?
And then plus my strength is like for the longsword attack, it's another plus 5. So.
Oh, okay. You got a plus 5 modifier?
The Divine Smite didn't do barely anything.
Okay, hang on a minute. Do you have a +5 modifier?
Yeah. Well, it's because I'm a duelist.
Yeah, duelist gives an extra +2 if you're only.
Oh, I see.
one hand.
Okay,
So
yeah,
technically, I have a +3 modifier and then +2.
Yes.
Okay, so as you kind of jump across, how do you want to do this?
Yay!
I'm picturing like he does one of those jumping strikes that like freaking like Link would do in Legend of Zelda, just stab down.
Yeah, and as you land on top of it,
but more glowing.
yeah, you're glowing, and radiant energy shines through your sword, and you stab down, landing on it, and you feel the adhesion take control of your over your feet and the sword where it lands on the top of the mimic, but it sprawls out, and its form begins to change to a more gelatinous, vaguely monstrous appearance that's kind of opaque and then slightly translucent here and there as it just disintegrates into its regular form, and it dies in its yeah. Sorry.
So tempted to use his disguise kit to make it look stupid, but he also knows it's a waste of disguise kit.
In the pool of this weird oozy viscous mess is another pouch.
There's another what? Sorry.
Pouch.
There's a pouch in the liquid. I'd say I'd grab it,
Gently
but
pick it up.
I'm not doing well.
Yeah.
Okay.
I generally go to pick it up, and if it burns, it burns.
Okay. You find in that pouch 40 gold pieces and
Holy shit! Yell can pay off his debt this month.
and 11 silver pieces.
I guess I'll share it.
Aww.
How many of us are there? There's 5. 8 gold pieces and change each.
Aww.
8 gold pieces each, 2 silver pieces each, and I'm going to take the 3rd silver piece.
I mean,
Okay.
that's the way.
Okay.
So, how many times am I allowed to Divine Smite things?
As many times
as you have spell slots.
Yeah, so you've used a spell slot for that divine
Oh,
sight.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm gonna jump on over and get to Kyro and
Okay.
cast Cure Wounds at 2nd level.
Alright, so that's 2d8 plus your wisdom modifier. Don't forget your life, because that's an additional 2.
Yep. 14.
He gets up shakily and just, I guess, pats your shoulder twice.
She smiles and nods.
Alright.
You alright?
He just nods. He's just sort of bent over. But... yeah. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
fine.
It didn't have the ability to make us lose our ability to speak. I would have been screwed if that happened.
Alright. So you seem to have, as you kind of like just look around, there doesn't seem to be anything else in this chamber.
Well, okay.
Time to backtrack.
Arthrin kind of yells across from the way. I'm pretty sure this is a dead end.
Alright, so where do we go next then?
Well, we're gonna just basically head all the way back down to the area where we started.
I
It's
would like
like
to become a
little.
4th level monk and earthbend the way through the
there
wall.
seems like there's somewhere to go up.
I mean, they would just walk all the way back to the little
I
Amber
assume
Heart
there must
zone.
be a way around, right?
Arthrin kind of joins up. It's like there's probably an access point around from where we came.
Mm-hmm.
He says, not at all being the DM in the game. So
Well, no, like it's a.
He gets a nosebleed.
There's quite clearly there's quite clearly a fork up ahead that we didn't go up.
Yeah.
Everyone's
We can
flying.
either go up and across that bridge, or we could go down those stairs.
That's true. What would you like to do?
Hey guys, like, you moving?
Yeah, I'm zoomed in. Leave me alone.
I got short legs.
I was keeping Anna company. That's my excuse.
Aw,
Yeet. What?
Oh, Sintyrr, sorry, I sat on you.
Well, yeah, there's like 2 different directions that we haven't gone.
bridge or stairs?
Let's say
Or do you
it's
want to do a coin
3
flip?
PM.
I'd rather do stairs.
Alright.
Okay.
Starts
we can go
heading
there.
down the stairs.
Well, everyone be careful. There's apparently traps here, so... And mimics.
I wonder why that
And-
corridor was trapped.
Well,
Well,
what did you
I
probably-
saw
find
the
out?
room at the end. It was just a study full of books.
Yeah.
Honestly, something that- Probably
Full
full
of
of
books.
information that someone didn't want everyone to know about.
Definitely wasn't my fault.
Do you think it has
And now
something?
they never will. And I glare at Yell.
I
Not
glare
my
at Yell
fault. It
too.
was literally God's.
Do you think that
I
it has
mean,
something to
he
do
has
with
a
that book
point.
we
Could've
found in
been
the bag
God's
of holding?
I
What's
mean,
that?
possibly.
Maybe there was a bunch of research about how to kill gods in there or something.
Can you give me a sense of
Doesn't
passive
matter.
perceptions, please?
I don't want to kill gods.
Alright. Our passive perceptions?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Oh,
once
wait.
whatever this is happens, I would also.
My
Passive
passive
perception is 12.
is
Oh, passive.
13.
Oh, mine's good. 17.
Okay,
Mine's
Eirys,
11.
Eirys, as you're walking down, your keen senses that have been developed through years of your training in your previous life, you become aware and you sense the rustling bodies of bats beginning to emerge from the bottom of the stairs and around the kind of collapsed ancient kind of supporting pillars that used to make up this large stairway, rending it in pieces, again giving way to falling chasms below. You can see various bats of various size, and I'll say that the other ones, everyone else with dark vision, you can see to the end of this corridor.
Well, let's.
There's a
not,
big bat.
Let's not disturb them.
Is
They
Is
appear to
the
be resting
light-
in some kind. The light on your shield, did you recast it?
no?
Yeah.
So is
Oh yeah, Ella
Is-
has
is the
advantage on perception checks, by the way, because you have that magic shield.
Yeah, you certainly do.
I do.
Oh, Ella, were you rolling initiative with advantage as well?
I was.
Yes, work. The shield gives you advantage on initiative rolls.
Oh my god, I want it.
It's mine.
But I found it.
You did.
Whatever.
Oh.
Whatever.
I'm gonna grab Arthrin's arm and warn him because I don't think he can see as far up ahead as us.
Huh? What? What is it?
Giant bats up ahead.
Oh no. I mean,
I'm
we
gonna
should be okay.
stealth.
I would like
Okay,
to.
as Arthrin starts saying, well, we've been through worse than that. You just disappear.
Iris? Iris?
Yes, where are you?
I
Why have you
disappear as
forsaken
well.
us? I didn't get too high though. I got 16.
Okay,
Okay.
I got a 21.
Yeah, you two can glue yourselves on the edge of the walls wherever you like. These bats that you can see are
I want to check out the room with my eyes.
with the power of your eyes, you see. Let me just reveal it for you. Let's
Lots
see,
of
your line of
eyes.
sight are over here.
I feel like
Not-
this is meant to be an anti-yell room to stop the thunder and the loud noises.
See up to 120 feet.
You're gonna see basically the entirety of this room, and as Eirys kind of comes up behind you, just makes you aware, points out with her hand, this room does appear to be lined with swarms of bats and giant bats, and I am desperately trying to find the swarm of bats.
I have a
subplot.
question, DM.
What's your question, soldier?
As a drow, I'm sure Kyro has eaten and or killed bats.
Yes.
Does he think he could kill one of these bats in a turn? One of the big ones.
One of the big ones.
Like in one hit.
You know that the big ones are particularly hardy, and from where they're currently like resting, and their arms are closed and their eyes are closed. They appear to be in some kind of sleep or hibernation of some kind. And as you've stealthily made your way by them, they have not detected you. It would make good eating. There's a lot of flesh on those bones, but it would take a big hit.
Not sure if I should risk it or not. Well, I mean, I have a feeling that the others might not be able to get through this room as quietly as me, though.
Yeah.
Why don't you scout up ahead?
17. Yell as you kind of step forward on the cobbles. The bats don't seem to be responding to you.
Yell for the first time.
I think Kyro's going to indicate to Eirys maybe we should try to take out each bat one at a time. The big ones, at least. Quietly.
Try and just...
Because I think he's gonna assume he can kill it if they both attack it in a turn.
That's something you may be interested in trying.
Assassinate the bat.
Yep. Because if we can take out all the big bats, that would be helpful. Later on, when we fight the swarms of bats.
Just silently assassinate these bats.
Yeah, because these swarms are a lot harder to deal with. But at least we won't have to also deal with big ones at the same time, hopefully.
I'm happy for you to attempt to attack it simultaneously, and you can coordinate that yourselves. And depending on how it goes, obviously we may need to make initiative rolls.
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay.
But
Eirys doesn't look too confident, but she's alright with it.
Okay. So
Arthrin's
they
going to try
attack
and
it.
perceive what's going to go on. Arthrin
So
doesn't know what's
we hit,
going on.
right?
Yeah, we can both make attack rolls to hit with advantage because you're both hidden, and then you can take sneak attack damage. I'm guessing it's the one that's immediately between you, both of you.
Yeah, Eirys is going to hold up her fingers, 3, 2, 1, and then signal to go.
Okay.
Alright, how does a 16 do?
That does it. Yep. Roll to damage with sneak attack.
Don't forget you get a crit because you're assassinating.
Yes, that's right.
So that's 2, 12, 6. So
6,
20,
9,
20,
10, 20.
21, 22, 23, 24, 25.
Okay.
25 damage.
Yeah. Eirys, you kind of, as you coordinate, you kind of count. You put your finger down, knock your arrow, and you look up to fire. But you look up as at the base of this thing's skull, like underneath its chin, an arrow just goes. It collapses to the ground, dead. You don't need to fire.
Sweet. Okay.
One giant bat falls to the ground.
Okay, next one.
Okay, make stealth checks. If you're going to carry on.
Eirys didn't come out to stealth technically, so she's keeping hers, or should she roll again?
Let's roll luck, actually.
I'll go with either. I
That's
got
fine,
19.
yep. Okay, 19. You continue going.
We're gonna attack I guess we're just gonna go around the room and attack each giant bat.
Okay.
So we're definitely not attacking the swarms.
Okay.
That's just asking for it.
Eirys, what was your stealth?
I actually can't remember. Does anyone else remember?
No. You need to roll it again. You're moving on. So,
Oh, right.
yeah.
Oh, sorry. Oh, in that case, I can just do that. Natural 20!
Yeah. Okay.
Wow. I
Yeah,
remember that
yeah.
was on like an investigation check or something, but I'll
I'm
take it.
not 100% sure where you are, but I'm gonna assume you're watching me. So.
As you
Yeah,
come
I
around,
can't signal anymore because you've got no idea where I am.
And
as you
that's
come
fine.
around, you
He
see
assumes you're paying attention to his movements.
another door ahead of you on
Cool.
on the other side of this walkway.
Do we get an 18 to hit?
18.
Right,
That
does an 18 hit.
that does.
Cool. So that is 10, 11, 12, plus 12, so 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29 damage.
Yeah. Again,
I'll just supervise. You'll do all the killing. That's fine.
Eirys, you're needed for this. as a reaction, it falls down and it's about to fall into the chasm below. Try and grab it. Dexterity saving throw.
Okay. I'm gonna use luck.
Oh.
Okay. 9.
9.
Luck.
It drops off of the ceiling and collapses down, and you go for it as it falls, and you miss. But as you do, you scuffle. I'm going to roll on the luck dice.
Why do I always fall into places?
Guys, you kind of scuffle up, and a piece of rock that's attached to the edge of this kind of cliff edge collapses off and clatters along the base, and as it does, and there's suddenly a cacophony of bat calls echo out as from around you, turning from places on the chamber, bats wake up.
Not again.
They be angry. Roll initiative!
Okay.
Dirty 20.
Okay,
5.
do your thing, friends.
Oh, wait, I can-
20.
Hey!
Yeah.
Mine didn't change.
Oh, Arthrin.
20 on.
That music.
At least
I've
we
rolled 2 natural ones so
I like
far.
this
Both
song.
have been on initiative, so that's pretty good.
There's only one giant bat left, so you've done good. You've done good.
Yeah.
I've got to be
I
honest,
hate
like...
swarms though. Swarms are the problem.
Okay. Giant bat, the last remaining one is going to roll. It gets a 17.
Swarms can kill you.
The
Well, yeah,
swarms are
anything
going-
can kill you.
It's true.
I
The
know,
swarm's
but like
going
they're
to
hard
roll.
to deal with.
Natural 2 makes it a 4. Let's sort this stuff out, shall we? Kyro's on 22. Yell is on 20. Sintyrr, giant bat. Eirys will take the turn before Arthrin because NPC.
Basically had the same initiative this entire game.
Yeah,
Just-
that's good.
Enemies slotting at different spots.
All right. Yeah, Kyro, you're first to act. You see Eirys scuffle, and you hear the cacophonous roar begin as the sound that Eirys has made inadvertently has woken up these bats. They see its dead brethren around, and they begin shuffling as if to fly off of their shelters.
He's like, shit. And then he's gonna go immediately for the last big boy.
Okay, you can
I think I
roll.
can just run up and stab him.
He's
Yep.
he's hanging off the ceiling at
It's
the
in
moment.
range.
Yeah, you can fire.
Yep. And I'm gonna try to hit him with my sword.
You can do no such thing because he is hanging off the
Oh.
ceiling.
Well, that's fine. I'll hit him with my bow then. 26.
Quick question.
What's your question, soldier? 26 hits, roll damage, don't forget sneak attack and double.
Okay.
So, bats in real life, whether or not they're doing this, rely on echolocation. All thunder-based spells
Oh yeah, that would hurt.
make very big, loud noises.
Very
Wouldn't
sensitive
It
bat
would be
is.
sort of. It would.
Yeah.
It would
Yell.
do something
Yell.
like a bright light or something to a drow.
Yell, you're asking the right kinds of questions. 2, 4, 5 doubles to 10, 15. In your sudden haste to like get action, you draw out your bow. I need to talk to you after the session about how you're keeping control of your arrows because we do need to keep track of that. Because your arrows are finite. But
Yeah.
you hit the giant bat. It scores a deep wound on it, but it's not dead. Even with the double damage because of your first strike.
I mean, I started off with quite a large number of arrows, and I've just sort of been decreasing them.
Okay. Should we decrease them by how many have you fired? 5 today? Okay. So you still have some movement. All of these creatures are hanging on a ceiling that's roughly 20 feet above the level of the ground. This is a big old chamber.
Yeah. There's swarms literally everywhere, so I
Yep.
guess I'm just gonna head. Is this ground you can walk on? This black
No,
stuff?
it's cavernous chasm, and it's these over here. These are walkways that go across that cavern.
Ah, so that's not a good spot to be.
If you run there, you will fall off and die.
I don't want to do that, so...
Hey, you don't know that.
I mean,
Well.
20d6
Probably that.
damage,
I think I'm
maybe.
gonna stay on this chunk. I guess I'll just get in the middle, because...
Okay, crack on.
I mean...
Yell.
Not much else to do here.
How high up are they?
They're 20 feet above. That's roughly the height of this larger chamber. As
Although
the level of the
think
stairs
if I
came
could
down,
smarter
the
actually
level of the
stealth,
ceiling
I'm gonna do
didn't
that.
change, so it's still.
So
I just used a bonus action to stealth. I'm not gonna use my movement. It's fine.
Oh, okay. So you've stealthed in behind
Because
that
that
barrel.
makes more sense.
Sure. Okay, that's fine.
So I can jump 7.5 feet up in the air.
Yes.
That still wouldn't be within a 5-foot range, would it?
No, it would not. These are high up. These are the ceiling is high. As soon as you reach the bottom of the staircase.
With my willy.
With my magic
no,
willy.
no. I have a spell called Thunderclap.
Oh, amazing.
I was going to slap the bats and cause a giant thunders strike throughout the cavern.
I mean, you could prepare an action.
Don't cause a cave in. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, he already has, but okay. Yeah, what are you doing?
Well, don't cause more cave-ins.
Taking out a swarm with an area of effect is a smart idea, though.
I am going to... Well, I'm going to move a little bit closer in and hold Thunderclap for whenever a bat gets within melee range.
Oh, okay. Yeah, good to know. Sintyrr,
Yeah?
it's your turn.
Okay, so... hold on. So I can go about that far. And then... Probably... How do you think sleep would affect a bunch of bats?
Oh, good. That's actually a useful time to use sleep.
Okay, so...
I would say that your sleep would reduce their hit points because there's a whole bunch of them. So you'd send individual members of the swarm to sleep,
Precisely.
and that would decrease the maximum hit points of the remaining bunch because it's supposed to be a bunch of individual creatures.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay,
yeah.
so I'm gonna use sleep on the nearest bat group.
Okay. 20. If you angle it here, can you see what I'm doing?
Yeah.
Sleep affects a 20-foot radius.
Yeah, and they go after the lowest hit points first.
Yes,
So,
So Yell
it
would
would
be
be-
perfectly
Yell,
fine.
yeah.
Yeah, it
do
would
it.
be fine because he's a large, tough
Yeah.
beast, and the spell
Oh
would
wait,
affect these.
actually,
these
possibly if you
swarms.
angle it on Yell, it might actually hit the big bat too. Yeah, it would.
Does it go for total hit points or remaining hit points?
Remaining.
Yep. So it could possibly. It would
Yeah,
start with it would start with the lowest HP first, so it would affect the bat swarms first, and then
Mhm.
if those got taken out, it would affect that maybe. But it just
Yeah.
depends on how much sleep you did.
Yeah, let's use sleep.
Okay.
Yeah, this is actually a very good time to use it.
Roll 5d8 and tell me how many hit points you're going to send to sleep.
Alright. So...
What spell slot you casting it at?
Oh yeah, huh. Let's
Go
see.
high.
Yell is about to fall asleep.
Oh, you aren't.
The highest I have is 3rd level.
You have at least 10 HPs or whatever.
That is true.
What's
So
the higher level?
let's
It'll be
do a
fine.
3rd level sleep.
You're going to
So-
cast it at 3rd level. Flip neck, okay.
You have
What a good
Thunderclap.
idea.
Jesus.
When you cast a spell,
I've only got 2nd level.
Additional
Same
2d8
here.
per one above 1st level.
Hang on a minute. I'm going to just look at the Paladin for a second, because everybody else has 2nd level spells. It kind of surprises me to learn that a Paladin has
Are you
actually
sure you
second
have
Oh
level.
wait, no, I don't have a 3rd level. Sorry, that's for dispel magic. That's a high magic thing. I have 2nd level. Sorry.
Okay, you can certainly cast it at 2nd level should you want to.
All right, I'll do 2nd level then. Sorry, I got confused because I have dispel magic from my high magic thing.
Okay.
Anyway.
So you can roll, okay, an additional 2d8, so it's 7d8 at 2nd level.
Okay.
Very good.
First d8, 6.
I'm glad.
6.
Someone count these. 6.
Yep, 6.
6.
12.
5.
17.
8.
25.
Okay, I'm on my 4th one.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yep.
5.
That was your 5th. Oh no, that was your 4th. Carry on going. You've got 4 to go.
2.
Sorry, I meant 3. So that 2 more to go after that.
Okay. Are you keeping track?
Yes, I am.
Yes.
Yeah, you need to roll twice more.
6. 2.
Wow, you rolled really well on this.
Okay, so let me just do a bit of counting here.
It's 40.
Comikat added it on roll 20.
Thank you. That's great. 40 hit points is...
That's amazing. You're gonna take out at least one of these.
So yeah, what happens is as you cast a spell, you release your hand directly over Yell, and Yell, from the center of your form, there's a beam of light that explodes into a shower of sparks in a
like a
big
rollerball.
circle. It takes up the entire of the plinth that Eirys and Kyro and yourself are on, and the sparks just kind of like fade from the ceiling, and the swarm that's immediately beside you, Sintyrr, just individual fats, just kind of as they're angrily hissing, they just lose their grip on.
Pass out.
They pass out. They lose their grip and just fall, and they all kind of individuals kind of like land on this stone, but more of them, as they fall, bounce off this stone into the chasm below.
Oh no.
To the point that any individuals that remain on that rock, they're so few in number that they don't pose a threat. That has been neutralized. The giant bat that's next to Yell, having been hit by the sneak attack, kind of like gets affected by it as well, and his eyes go droopy. It reaches out its wings and it swoops and it collapses and falls down into the chasm below.
Nice one.
What about this?
We have our MVP for the day.
Yeah. Let me just
Yeah,
take
what
that
about
down.
that one?
That one is not affected. I mean, let me see. It was 22 plus an additional 7 for 29. That means there's 11 hit points more. I'll tell you what, these guys are going to behave as if they've been reduced in number by half. Half of them just fall down onto the ground below, asleep.
Yay!
And the remaining ones become frenzied, but that will impact the amount of damage they do in combat. That, Sintyrr, is the turn of the evening. Well done.
Mm-hmm.
Nice
It's not even over, but that was definitely.
Sleep is a very powerful spell in certain circumstances.
It's good against lots of little guys. That's the point of it.
Yeah, that's true. Very well done. Ella, it's you.
Hello. I am going to move a little bit forward.
Okay, move yourself. Go for it.
Yep. So I'm going to move my 25.
Not good against dragons, but excellent against bats.
There. And then
You hop across the kind of massive rift in the staircase onto the adjacent stair.
okay, and that's still a swarm, isn't it?
It is still there. There are individuals who are currently falling off onto the ground below asleep. But there are still ones that are awake, yeah.
Okay.
What are you going to do?
This is going to be many sessions.
I'm going to be a bit boring and do Sacred Flame. Just
Okay. Yeah,
spell
that's fine.
slots.
Okay, that's fine. That's very wise, I would suggest. They're going to make a dexterity save. It's a 9, roll damage.
Yes!
Definitely use cantrips on swarms.
Oh, 3.
There's a burst of light from within the swarm, and a number of bodies just fall to the ground lifeless. 3 bodies. One for each hit point. They do. Eirys, it's you. You kind of compose yourself, and you see that there are bats falling from the sky, shrieking from across the way. Your passive perception is 17, right?
Yeah.
As you kind of compose yourself and look around, you look ahead and you see there appears to be some kind of well. And there's a from within.
Oh no.
There's a what from within?
He's here. Eirys hears movement within. Passive perception 17 allows her that.
I see.
Okay, what are you
I
gonna
just wanted to know what she saw.
Okay. I'm gonna shout, "Eyes on the well over there," and I'm gonna point it as I just run away.
Okay.
just run away. Am I able to stealth here?
I would say that you can move yourself here and stealth to get like between and around those ancient crates. So yes, you can.
I was gonna run there first. I'm gonna try and shoot an arrow towards the bats.
As you go, you knock an arrow, release, roll an attack.
I don't think so. 11.
11?
Yeah.
Oh, buddy, that just misses.
Oh, okay. And then I'm gonna stealth.
Yeah, okay. Roll blah 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 blah. I can't talk. I'm supposed to be a DM, but I can't talk. Yeah.
15.
Okay. You believe yourself to be hidden amongst those crates. That is your turn. Arthrin is going to 5, 10, jumps over 15, 20, 25, jumps over to be in front of Ella. That was alright. Watch this. Natural 20! Okay.
Nice!
Two
We have
doubles.
a bat kebab.
Two doubles to
work for
4.
individual ones? Just skewer them.
Add 2 to 6.
5 bats on a stick.
Yeah,
The
so
arrow hits one and starts spinning wildly and smacks all the rest.
no, it's just one arrow just flies through, and from where they're kind of moving around, it just spears 1, 2, 3, 4 in a row before it hits the wall on the other side. There's only a couple of bats left on that swarm. They are very, very low. He kind of looks back at Ella and winks. Okay, that's him. The bats are going to take their turn. And at the same
Hit me.
The swarm of bats.
Yeah, I think Yale's the only one who's like around.
Yeah. This one is going to. These couple that are left are gonna fly this way, and they can't see anyone else. They're gonna go for Yale. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, they're in melee range. Perfect. Yep. They need to make a con save.
Okay.
As I slap them in the face with thunderclap.
Oh, buddy. They they rolled a natural 17.
Wow, that's just rude.
Yeah.
Oh.
1, 2.
So the clap goes
3,
off and it just makes
4,
100
5,
feet.
6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Those two that have they've stormed in and they've dashed. They don't see Eirys, they don't see Kyro, but they're swarming around Yell.
How did the loud 100-foot boom affect them?
The boom?
Yes, because the spell still went off. It still made the boom.
It does. I tell you what. Yeah.
Perhaps they're deafened for a round.
I'll say that they are. Yeah, there's a boom and it disorientates them, and they are deafened, and that basically makes them blind.
I was going to say I would be blinded for that.
Yeah, they're basically they do use indeed echolocation Yell, and that means
They have
that
disadvantage to
the
hit
thunderclap
now.
doesn't do any damage, but yeah. Blinded means disadvantage to hit and advantage to hit, doesn't it?
Everyone's being very smart during this fight. I like it.
Okay.
Blind means they have disadvantage to. Oh yeah, sorry, advantage on both. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
I see what you meant.
Love to look after the
I was thinking the bats get advantage. Like no.
No. They get disadvantage to be hit, and everyone hitting them gets advantage. So they're storming around, and the boom has suddenly made them like shudder. They almost like freeze in midair because of the boom, and then they just start kind of flapping all over each other as they're occupying this space. They're down on your level now, and they are discombobulated. Kyro.
Yeah, I'm gonna move in to right here, and I'm gonna hit some bats.
Okay, make an attack roll.
How does a 19 do?
Which one are you attacking? Indicate.
What?
Oh, I'll attack the far one first.
Okay, hits, roll damage.
Alright. So that's 35 damage.
Holy shit. You know what?
Oh wait, I don't get to double those. I'm so sorry. Only 20
You
damage.
don't.
I forgot. Not a crit.
Well, I've just noticed that bats have resistance against slashing and piercing,
Oh, I'm trying to smack them.
which means that the bats from before, when they took 6 hit points of damage from Yell, they only took 3. And yeah, you just start cutting into them and mowing them down, but because they're moving around, they managing to get out of the way of your blades, even though because of their small size.
I did a crit with my offhand.
Oh, roll damage.
Okay. 10.
Okay. Again, you're hewing through them from where they stand, and their bloody body parts are just disintegrating around you. But again, they're so small that you're maybe not able to cut in as well as you would like.
I was trying to smack them though. Am I not able to utilize my blade that way?
What, for bludgeoning?
Yeah.
They're resistant to bludgeoning anyway, so it doesn't matter how you're trying.
Never mind.
Because they're so small, they're more easily able to get out of the way of attacks.
Okay.
That's you. Yell. This is my favorite combat music ever, by the way, that's playing right now. I'm super excited.
Yell is going to say, Kyro, cover your ears, and going to go for the thunderclap again.
Kyro does.
Everybody in a 5-foot range, unfortunately, though, does have to make the con save.
That's fine.
Kyro, make it with advantage because he warned you.
Aw, that's polite. Thank you.
Natural 20 from one swarm, and natural 1 from the other.
Well, one takes
Kyro's been
damage.
having a rough day.
It's okay. I have many
Yeah.
days.
This whole cavern has been pretty rough for Kyro.
Yeah.
Yes.
4 points of thunder damage to the swarm.
Does 13 save?
Unfortunately not.
Nope, didn't
14
think so.
was the save.
Yep.
Last
So,
level, it
how's
would have
that
been the
go?
save.
It's fine. How
Okay.
much do I hurt?
You take
4 points of thunder damage.
That's acceptable.
Yell cries out for you to put up your ears as you do. Your hands are halfway before the the lightning energy kind of explodes within your between your ears, and
I get knocked back too, right?
that's thunder.
Thunderclap work.
Is that thunderclap or is that not thunder wave?
Thunderclap's just a cantrip, so
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I'm fine then.
it's just the damage and the noise.
Gotcha.
Sintyrr, it's
Big
you.
boom.
It's you. What are you gonna do?
Right, so probably going to head down there first.
Good. Good use of the terrain.
And
I want to smack some bats.
You've got
I
5
mean,
more.
I could.
You've got 5 more feet.
Yeah, I'm just thinking I could just throw. I could just do another sleep spell, but that would.
I mean, that would be fine.
That would. I think that would be my last spell slot, though.
Oh,
It's
buddy.
up to you.
If we do that, we're gonna need to like take a nap after. Basically.
I mean, you don't really have to have spells though. You can hit things with your sword.
Yeah.
You can conserve your spell.
Yeah. Let's
It's up to you.
Let's conserve my spell just in case.
Basically, you just weigh the cost of, would burning the spell on healing be more effective than burning the spell on neutralizing the enemies?
Yeah, that's the
Essentially, is what
real
you need to
question
weigh.
here. Okay, is anyone like doing very bad as far as health?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna.
Just hit some bats. Or, unless you want to try to sleep them all.
Let's just sleep them all.
Okay.
Okay. Where's the spell going to be centered?
It will be centered. I mean, they're all just.
It doesn't matter if you just put it in this general area.
Just in this general area,
Okay.
I guess.
Roll 5d8. Is it a second level spell slot or the first level?
It's a first level.
Okay, so roll 5d8. Let me know what they are.
It'll take out many bats, I'm sure.
5,
10,
7,
17.
8.
Okay. 25. Wasn't that 4 dice rolls?
Wait, was that 4?
I think it was 4.
5.
Okay, 30 hit points. Let's see what this does. 30. That's 3 of them. The last remaining bats around Kyro and Yell collapse. 5, 6, 7, 8. And then these ones take... what was my roll? Oh crap, I accidentally undid it.
Probably take a short rest after this one.
Yeah, we can pick up a bunch of bats and, like, cook them.
Yeah, we have a bunch of bats to eat, so...
Excuse me.
So many fell off, though.
Yeah,
They
but
did,
there's a
but-
bunch of ones that are asleep on the ground.
And there's ones that
It's like
Kyro...
popcorn.
We can just pick up Arthrin's bat kebab and just cook it over a fire and...
Yeah,
To the hit
West
point,
They're-
that's enough. Like, you unleash the sleep spell, the sparks travel around, and all of the other bats in the vicinity, including the ones around Eirys, collapse.
Whoa!
Yeah, to the hit
Here's
point,
gonna
you rolled
look
enough.
towards the well.
Oh, to the hit point, okay.
If you want to walk around to the well, you either you can vault across the chasm, or walk around the bridges located yonder.
I think I might just... Does it seem dangerous to jump? I'm gonna use this little rock.
Oh,
From-
Yell can make it. Yell
from-
can make it.
From within, you hear, you see actually across the way,
What?
a hand kind of reach across to the surface of the well, and a second hand pulling up the jagged body of, very similar to the other 2 that you met in the other room, a kind of cave,
I don't want to
ogre.
go towards the well anymore.
and he pours himself out. Hang on, what am I looking at? GM info.
Actually, I think standing here and hitting with arrows might be a good idea.
Pours himself out. You guys were procrastinating, so I decided to act for you. Sintyr's turn is done. He did roll a 15 on his initiative, so it's his turn now. He gets up, he looks around, just like, and he's clearly like disturbed by the banging and the ringing that you guys have been setting off in this cavern. And let me just let's say that was, fuck it, I'll give you an extra. He looks around, he sees you. Noise! Loud! 5, 10, jumps across. Sees Yell, sees Kyro. Who's he going to attack?
Can he... Oh, he jumped.
Kyro, it's on you. He moves into your zone of control and swings. It is... Oh, buddy, a 23 to hit.
That would hit me.
11 points of bludgeoning damage as he brings the club down over your body.
Does he fly, or... Oh, it's a smashing down?
He just ran across, vaulted across the way, which he could do because his strength score is unbelievable, and then brought his club down over you.
Yeah, blood pours out of Kyro.
Are you down?
No, not quite.
We're still in initiative order. It's the same combat. Ella, what are you doing?
Slightly peeing my pants. Crap-a-doodles.
Doodles.
Okay. I'm gonna stay well out of this angry way and just cast Sacred Flame.
Okay, makes a dexterity save. It's 17.
Ah!
Yeah. Gonna say that you... Yeah, you can see him. You can see him. Okay. Are you within range? Yes. Okay, so that's you. Are you gonna move anywhere?
I might just move. Just kind of there.
Okay. Eirys,
I
it's
don't
on
want
you.
to be getting in his way.
I'm still gonna stay stealth. I'm gonna go 5, 10, 15, 20. I'm really gonna go there.
Okay. Yep, sure.
And I'm gonna shoot my bow at it.
Sure. You are still in the hidden position. It did
I'm gonna
not
try
see
to.
you.
What is it, dog? My dog is here
Okay.
to bless the podcast.
Thank you, doggo.
D4 to all things.
Do we get inspired? 23 to hit.
Hits, roll damage. Don't forget sneak attack.
Come on. Okay, you could have done better than that. 6, add 4, 10.
10 points of damage. Okay, yeah. The arrow flies in. It wedges itself in the upper kind of shoulder, like space of the exposed sort of chest as it's clubbed downwards over Kyro.
And I'm gonna stealth again.
Okay.
14 plus 8 is 14 plus 8.
13.
Yes.
22. This
Yeah.
is basic math.
That
Okay.
was quick maths, friend.
For me it was.
Arthrin comes around the corner, sees the giant thing, just like, oh god, and casts Hunter's Mark. And actually, does Hunter's Mark require a saving throw? No,
Nope, it just happens.
it just happens. So yeah, the creature is wreathed in like a red energy as he gets out his bow and fires. Oh, buddy, you didn't want to do that. Doesn't matter, hits anyway. So that's a D8 and an additional D6. 9 plus 2. That's 11. An additional 11 points of damage. So 2 arrows just streak out of the shadows at the base of the stairs, striking this creature. That's Arthrin. Kyro, it's you.
Yeah, I'm gonna disengage and I'm gonna run, jump, and I'm gonna go over here.
Okay.
So I'm gonna
If you
disengage and dash. And then I'm
okay,
going
yeah,
to
you'll use your
run.
you use your action to disengage. I'll say the momentum
Not
that you
yet
build
running
up.
action, it's a bonus action.
Okay, but you need to use your action to dash.
Yes,
So
that is correct. And then I'm gonna take out my short bow and prepare to shoot on my next turn.
okay,
Although I would like to glance down that hallway.
you do so.
There is a dragon just waiting right at the edge.
Yeah, so
hello there.
essentially he gets crushed, is nearly dead, and is like, no, I'm not going to
I'm
melee
out."
this. So he disengages, he jumps onto a rock, jumps off the rock and onto the other side.
Okay.
Yes, and now he's preparing to shoot the thing.
Okay.
Why did the drow cross the cavern?
To the other side. To avoid fucking death.
Not to avoid the other side.
To avoid the other side, yeah.
Yes, to avoid the other side.
Okay, you guys, you glance down, you see all the way down this corridor. So where there appears to be a similar sort of cave-in of sorts, a staircase across the way. But you do get out your bow, you prepare your action. Not quite yet. It's on your next turn. Yell.
It's fine.
It's a me.
I think it's more valuable for me to not become a.
As the ogre kind of flashes
at
around
this moment.
and turns to like follow the gaze of the creature, you approach it and it turns. What are you gonna do?
Buddy, nice to meet you. And I attack him with my magic willy.
Off you go, my friend.
That is a 10 plus 5, 15 to hit.
Damage it, my friend.
Where is my dot? That is a 7 plus 5. That is
12.
12 points of damage.
Yep, you kind of brandish your blade, and it turns, it sees you like, hello, buddy, straight across, and the enchantment on the blade glows with almost glee as it dances across the flesh of this creature.
Now.
Gross.
Sintyrr.
Stay there.
Well, okay. Time to go do a regular attack with my regular sword.
Okay. Do you want to
Get
move yourself?
over there. Yeah.
Okay. Roll to hit.
Where'd I? There it is. And that is a. That is a 13.
To hit. That hits. Roll damage.
Okay.
I'm going to be right back, guys. I got a question.
No problem.
My turn's a bit off.
Alright, so that is 11 points of damage.
Whoa, nice work. Yeah, you just swing your head across and carve it across its flesh. It hits the arm that's grabbing the club, and it almost lets go, but just about manages to keep grabbing hold of it. It looks at both of you. Is going to attack Sintyrr. Sintyrr does a 23 hit.
Yeah, that hits.
You sustain 14 points of bludgeoning damage as he swings his club up and brings it down over you.
I can take it. Probably not a second time.
It kind of it looks at you as you kind of take the hit, and kind of goes, "Tiny thing strong."
Yeah, as like, and he's just like, yeah.
Ella, it's on you. Everybody else seems to move forward.
I am.
Sacred flame.
You know what? I'm gonna change it up.
Oh, okay.
Are you going to move anywhere?
I'm gonna go. Part of me kind of wants to say no.
Okay, that's fine.
Quite happy to be this far back from the big monster. I'm gonna go guiding bolt.
Roll to hit.
At first level.
Roll to hit.
Oh, it's facing you.
Guiding bolt up the front.
Face. Up the nose.
Maybe his face is so ugly he has a bun on his. So still be guiding bolt.
His chin. He's got a butt chin.
10.
10.
Yeah.
You cast the spell and you unleash the arcane energy from your slightly raised position on the staircase, and it carves across over the heads of your friends. It misses and impacts into this door, blowing it open. Shards of wood fly everywhere.
At least I opened a door.
Hey, I can do that too, Thermatage.
Yeah, you guys are quite far away from it, so you don't hear what's inside.
There's
Cool.
something inside. Oh, great.
So
I
Ella,
might
that's
move
you.
a little bit forward.
Okay, move yourself. Move yourself before you groove yourself. I don't know what that means.
What if Yell's always grooving?
Hang on.
So we can't stop her moving.
How far can I move?
I
Oh,
don't
anyway,
wanna
then.
25.
rock DJ.
Okay, Eirys, it's your turn. While Ella moves herself.
Done.
What are you going to do?
I'm gonna mix it up also and shoot it with my bow.
Okay, make an attack from your hidden position with
Oh,
advantage.
did I take away the arrow last time? Equipment.
DJ.
Oh, no. So 7. That was a 14.
That hits. Roll damage.
Okay. And I guess I get sneak attack, some stealth. I can't remember what I rolled for stealth.
Yeah,
Was
yeah,
there
you
stealth in there?
did. You were stealth. Rolled sneak attack.
Good. Okay, that's a good one. 11, 12 plus 4. 16.
Okay, 16 points of damage. Good to know.
And then I'm going to stealth again.
How do you want to do this?
Really?
Yeah?
Oh my god. Just as we're talking about it, can I just shoot an arrow into his butt chin? I assume he has a butt chin now. Right
Yeah,
in the crease of his butt chin.
there's the cleft, and you release the arrow, and it flies. It wedges itself in, and his tongue kind of lolls over onto the arrow shaft, and it looks around wildly, and just kind of staggers, falls down on its knees, falls onto its left, and into the cavern underneath.
I successfully shot it the first time as well, didn't I?
Yes.
Bye both my arrows.
Okay, you guys kind of compose yourselves. Yell, you look over, you see Kyro over the other way, looking pretty brutalized, cuts all over the body, both short swords in hand. No,
But he
short
still
bow in hand.
tries to attack with a bow.
Yeah, bow in hand. Eirys, as you step across here, let me just quickly move you, just for narrative purposes. You look across the way to where the door that has been blown open by Ella's past spell, and
Oh no.
you see the sound of a giant spider from within, and that's where we'll take over for next time.
And Sintyr's just like, we're crying out loud.
Can we go ahead and take our short rest though?
Nope.
Oh wait, the door's blasted open. Yeah.
Yep.
Does it seem to have noticed us?
Oh yeah, that door was just blown open by a lightning spell. It's looking
was just
through.
the
It can
wind.
see. It's aware. It's about to come out. It's about to get
Does
angry.
it think it's one of those common caverns?
Technically, it wasn't
Okay.
cavern lightning. Cavern radiance.
We're doing fine. I can still deal damage as long as I'm not in melee range.
That's where we'll set up next session. I think that's a cool place to finish.
We aggroed everything.
And
Not everything.
killed everything as well.